The moment has been prepared for. Huh. You know what?
Hello, everybody.
Hold on. I just now realized I can do this real quick.
This what you're watching currently is not our regular podcast spread moment.
Hello, everybody.
And I can put that in.
We wanted a platform, a format.
You just put in like a trailer.
Hey everybody,
or
it's
something.
Jake from the Final Frontier podcast, and I want to invite you to come see, well, kind of us. Me, definitely. Justin will be there in robot form. To InConJunction, Indiana's oldest volunteer sci-fi and book convention. We have been graciously invited to lower the bar at InConJunction.
To InConJunction, Indiana's oldest volunteer sci-fi.
Sweet. I don't do this very often, so.
The trailer's definitely playing sound.
Good.
We have been graciously invited to lower the bar.
Oh, but then you switched back to me off the trailer.
Good. We did it. We succeeded. Everything worked out.
Did it?
I did. Now I can just play the video instead of having to do the on-the-spot ad and remember all the details. I'm a genius. I am victorious. Victory for me. What's going on? Okay.
Don't close your eyes. The world gets weird.
The world was already weird. Anyway. In 3, 2, 1. Oh. At some point, I may get up and flip the fan around. That may happen. Should I do it now? Yeah, I'm fine for now. In 3, 2, 1. This podcast is brought to you by the Arte Media Pantheon. Please head to artemedia.org to see all kinds of podcasts from our great friends. And if you would like to start your own podcast, they can provide you with the tools and resources to do so there. So please head to artemedia.org. That's ARETE media.org. On with the show, Jordan.
I am also here, and I am Jordan.
That's right. It's the Spread the Moment podcast, everybody. I'm your host. I'm Justin. I'm Justin Spurr, and joined as always is he's a submarine sandwich, but like a Scooby-Doo one, like a giant comedic one that you have to unhinge your jaw. He's the incomparable Jordan, and he's also here. He is also here today, and today we are here to talk about the news, about the Spider-Man trailer, about the Shrek trailer, about Hexed, and there's other things, and also to start off with, and not limited to, He-Man trailer, and by He-Man trailer I mean He-Man movie review a week late, because like everyone else is watching Toy Story 5 like a bunch of chumps, and we're watching He-Man a week late.
Yeah,
we're awesome.
We're the anti-trend
We're also
setters.
not talking about Supergirl next week because we're going to be doing Toy Story next week. And then I have put Jordan through some unpleasant things this past weeks, and so I'm now realizing we're not in full screen. We should be in full screen. Go away, Zoom stuff. So it's Jordan's Sweet and Glorious Revenge, where I watched stuff he told me to, and some of it was bad.
Yeah, but I still wasn't as mean as you have been.
Some of it was bad. Not all of it was bad, but some of it was bad. But not all of it.
And then mine had to have a theme, so there's a theme.
There's a mystery theme that I will guess.
Yes.
Wink.
Yes, you will.
Wink.
Wink.
Let's start off with He-Man, Jordan. So, okay, here's the deal.
I have the power.
I need you to know no one heard that as it completely cut it all out. But it's an excellent beginning, Jordan. Nice try. Valid try.
I have the power.
Here's the deal, folks. As previously discussed, doing this and watching stuff for fun is an entirely separate experience. So, like,
I don't know. I had fun.
why is it doing that? It's now doing that echoey thing again, and I don't understand why.
Echo.
I wonder if it's because my volume's just too high. Maybe that's why.
Is your gain too high?
No, it's not.
I don't know then.
No, that
Maybe-
seems better. Maybe it's just because
maybe-
I have my headphone volume too high.
Maybe your head volume is too high, and so that microphone is picking up the headphones.
That's certainly possible. It seems to have resolved itself. Now, okay. He-Man. So here's the deal.
He-Man
Here's the deal.
and the Masters of the Universe.
Sorry, I'm going to do one thing. I'm just going to do this. Just bear with me for 2 seconds while I
I had fun.
turn that up. Yeah, that's all up.
I had a great time.
Turn that up and then go back into full screen. Get rid of all that. Where were we? He-Man.
Get rid of all that ugliness.
Let's start this from the beginning. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. No, so when it comes to watching movies, there's two versions, right? There's a version of me that I used to watch movies for fun, and sorry, no, it's still doing it. I don't understand. It's really distracting when you're talking. Is it my settings? Or
I don't know. I still have fun with movies, and I do this.
your monitor out, media, monitor, and input. Balance left, right. I cannot figure out what's causing it to do that. Maybe if I don't know.
Should we go? Should we leave you alone with your project?
I can't figure it out. It's really distracting when I can hear myself cutting out of my own ears, but then sometimes it doesn't do it, then other times it does do it. It's really annoying. Okay, He-Man, Master of the Universe, critic. So, rewind to the beginning of this. I've become fixated by my settings. Sorry. So yeah, there's two parts of me.
You gotta futz around off stream. That's when you gotta do it.
I know. Anyway, there's two streams of thought when I was watching this. Number one is I think it's really best represented by when we were driving home, and Jordan turned to me and went, "This was bad, right?" And I went, Yeah, it was bad, but I still had fun. It is the stupidest movie I have ever seen in my life. It is so dumb, but I still had fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those. I mean, I said and I maintain it. As long as you go in with the it is exactly what you think it's gonna be, right? It's big, it's dumb. To me, it slides right in there with the early 2000s. You're bringing the 80s thing into the modern day and trying to make it serious, but it's just impossible to make it serious. And this one is just also mixing, to me, it really reminds me of in that vein of it's silly and goofy of Thor Ragnarok. It mixed that kind of energy in. And for me, with the mindset that I had when I was going in, and where I was at while the movie was going on, it was everything I needed it to be.
Okay.
But then again, I'm not a fanboy when it comes to He-Man. I know very little about it. I know it's a muscular guy gets a sword and suddenly he has extra power.
He's not muscular before he has the sword, but this would mislead you to believe that he's
when he has the sword, he's muscular. Is what I'm saying.
So okay, so there's the part of me that does this. That is okay. We gotta go be critical, and so were I to be critical. Number one, off the bat, this movie is, and it's sat in development hell for ever, so it reads that way. This thing feels like it's two, perhaps three screenplays, different versions of screenplays that have been just absolutely mangled and mashed together into one Frankenstein of a fucking screenplay that is tonal whiplash. It's got horrid tonal whiplash. Where one moment it can't take itself seriously, so it's undercutting every single moment. It's doing the Marvel thing where it's undercutting every single moment with a joke, and it's not necessarily working. Jordan, talk. Respond to what I just said while I fix this.
I mean, that's where I say it reminds me, but I think that this was one of the better movies, but it reminds me of Thor Ragnarok. I keep saying that because that's what it makes me think of in terms of its energy
I
and
could
its
see
and
that
its.
with its pop, with the pop. Yeah, I could see that in terms of aesthetic.
Not even just it's
Aesthetic.
yeah, not even just it's that, but like the way that it's directed and the way that it feels,
Yeah.
the energy that it's bringing, just a lot of it reminds me of that.
I could see why you would say that. I'm now really nervous about my sound settings, but I could see why you would say that.
Do you want me to turn my sound up and see if I hear you?
I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see if I can't figure out what if it's an OBS setting, because right now I can hear myself talking in my own ears and it's really distracting. But it's like jumbled and garbled, and I can't tell if it's because the microphone is picking up and I'm getting a feedback loop. But see, now it's not happening. I don't hear myself talk, and I cannot. And it happens week to week, and it's been driving me mad, and I can't figure out how to stop it.
It might be your cable is bad.
Maybe it is. I don't know. Thor Ragnarok. Tonal issues. This movie has way worse tone issues than Thor Ragnarok does by like a wide margin. One moment they're like they're doing they want okay. This movie seems like it's two movies. It seems like at one point it was Adam is trapped on Earth, and the question of whether or not he is from Eternia is like, is he crazy or is he from Eternia? Like that seems to be the direction that they were going for. And then it seems like there's another screenplay where it's a 100% sincere, genuine attempt at doing what is the show. And that's the stuff where he's like clear-cutting guys with a sword, and he's like sword fighting Skeletor, and like the dad, spoiler alert, the dad dies. Like all that shit is from a completely different movie where you're like,
yeah, it's to me it feels. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's so undercut by the next immediate moment where they the next scene, literally the next scene, they're doing jokes and you're like, this is tonal whiplash. Sorry.
Ooh, I hear screaming on your end.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, no, I was gonna
may now respond to what I said.
No, I know. I keep hearing screaming, and it's really distracting. Like through your mic from the behind you, from the kids that are playing outside.
Yeah, it's gonna have to deal with it.
Sorry. What was I saying?
For some reason.
What was I saying? It's really distracting. James Gunn. No, it's gone. I've lost it. I don't remember. I genuinely don't remember what I was saying.
You could really hear it. That's really annoying. Hopefully they're gone. We're talking about He-Man. Tonal issues.
Yeah, what you said tonal issues. Oh yeah. Now I remember. Mine's like a lazy Susan. It definitely feels like maybe that one where it's like silly and goofy and like more like the cartoons or whatever, like the honest homage or whatever.
Yeah.
That stuff kind of feels like that was the original version, and then the other stuff where he's lost.
Yes,
in the human
totally.
world
Was completely
like
added
that's
on. Absolutely, you're
notes.
right. It totally, yes, absolutely. I was thinking that during the opening bits where he's on Earth, where I'm like, this feels like the bit where he's telling his backstory to the date feels so tacked on. Like,
I definitely understand. I definitely understand what you mean. It's just for me, I guess it's an example where like I kind of expected that.
Oh, see,
like I expected there to be I expected there to be. I never thought we were going to get a full movie where it was full Saturday morning cartoon. I expected it was going to be like a Speed Racer, where there's similarities, there's things, but there's always the studio magic.
Don't get me wrong.
Transformers, or any number of the 80s things, G.I. Joe, where it's like you get things that are cool in it, but there's also a lot of disappointing shit. Like that's kind of what I went into this expecting. I was like, if I'm lucky, we get some dope-ass like fighting scenes and we did. So that's why I'm like, I was pretty content with everything I got out of it because it was better than I was expecting.
Right. Like look, that makes it sound like I don't. It's not a very good movie, but
I had a great time watching it.
I had a delightful time, but like.
But like I was also incredible. I don't know if I should, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
but there's large portions of it where I'm like, I don't know anything about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
So it meant nothing to me.
But I know this is wrong. I don't like there's so much of it. Like I know that obviously He-Man's not a fucking weenie. I know that Adam's not a fucking weenie. I know that words they use in the movie, by the way. I know that there's even the person we were with was like turned to them and went, yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't go to Earth. I don't think Earth is ever. I'm pretty sure we've Googled this before. I think the only time Earth has ever been involved in the He-Man story was with that live action movie. And I think that's supposed to be an homage to that, but yeah, you're right. It does all feel it feels like executive meddling.
Well, it feels like an executive saw their script and they were like, okay, and maybe this is just the cynical part of my brain, but it feels to me like they saw the original script for the movie or whatever, and they were like, okay. How can we? Marvel is hot right now. Thor is hot right now. Chris Hemsworth is hot right now.
I really think you're thinking too much of Thor.
How do we capitalize on that? Because you got a magic blonde guy who comes to Earth, loses his magic weapon that gives him all of his powers.
I really don't.
And then has to go back and save his homeland from the bad thing.
I see the comparison. I really think that's incidental.
He-Man in this movie really is just.
I think that's a
Thor.
I think that's just a weird coincidence. That is a coincidence I admit I hadn't noticed until you pointed it out. But anyway, let's talk about the good shit because there's a lot of good shit. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
All of the action sequences are fucking tight as like shit. Like it's easy to see everything.
It's great. It's great, and the music is great.
Everyone gets a cool moment. Like everyone gets a cool moment. Every character. But it's just like it's one of those things where like if you're a fan of He-Man, I don't think you're gonna like this very much. But because I'm not a fan of He-Man, I'm kind of fucking digging this. The best part of this is Jared Leto as Skeletor, who absolutely nails it.
And he did a good job. I didn't even realize it was him until I got to the credits.
Right? He understands the assignment. Like he knows that Skeletor is a character who thinks he's cool but isn't.
Yeah, but he also recognizes that in a live-action movie, there has to be at least a little cool, and so there is a little.
No, that's just it. That's just it. That's the thing. That's what's great about this version of this character is no, he's not cool. Like none of him is cool.
I disagree.
There's moments where he appears cool, but that falls through. There's several moments where that falls through, and you find out that no, that's all a facade.
I disagree.
There's nothing better than a character who thinks he's cool but is not cool. It really is the modernization of because
I don't agree. And I don't think in this version, like what you're describing is a Starscream, and he's not a Starscream in this.
Absolutely is a Starscream in this.
No, he's not.
So many moments where he giggles and he chortles. And that is Skeletor.
That doesn't make but that doesn't make him a Starscream. A Starscream is a person who's a loser. He's not a loser.
Oh, he's absolutely a loser.
No, he's not.
That's the whole gag with his character in this movie.
He's like the Joker.
He does these posturing.
He laughs, but because he's insane.
He does these posturing moments of like oh I'm so cool, and then they're undercut when he says something that's just immediately uncool, where you can tell that no, this is not a character that is cool.
I disagree.
He seems like he's cool, but he's not.
I disagree.
It's all about that narcissism, and that's what works. It's the same thing with like he's not the first version of Skeletor to like attempt to be cool. I think that's the Mark Hamill version, but even that version, he's not cool either. Like at least I don't think. But to be fair, I've never watched the original. Maybe in the original Skeletor is cool, but in this,
I don't know. All I know is that my frame of reference for Skeletor is the memes where it's like, remember, until we meet again. That's my knowledge of Skeletor, and this version of him by comparison is cool.
Yeah, but I think you're kind of. To be fair, you tend to miss subtle detail in character. But there's
you miss subtle detail. Fuck you.
There's a lot of moments where but to be fair, the movie wants to boil him down to just be like, and then it does it's really.
All I know is
simple.
that if I compare him to the other live action version of Skeletor that I've seen, this one's way cooler. So
I'm giving it way more depth than even the movie gives it, where the movie just straight up tells you, no, he's just evil.
no, he's just evil. He's
for
got
the
a
sake
skeleton
of-
for a face.
Right? He's evil for the sake of being evil, and you're like, and it's like, wow.
I appreciate that.
Jared Leto is clearly thought more of this character than the people making this movie. That I can say, because he's definitely put depth and personality into it. There's so many great subtle moments of he's doing a big speech and then he turns to Evil Lynn and he's a total dork, and it's so good. It's all the best. The thing that makes me go, he's a guy who thinks he's cool and he's not cool, is when he's in He-Man's mind, which again feels like a scene from a completely different movie. Where he's like, human resources. You're like, that shit's so funny.
He's what maybe we're having different ideas of what's cool. To me, like there's cool, like there's he. Then that's what's great about this movie, but I assume it comes from a base of the original to some degree, where it's like that's kind of the point of He-Man is the masculine version of like the big, strong, tough guy version of cool, and he's cool in his own way, but Skeletor is like he's your theater kid cool.
Yeah, that's not
where
cool.
It's like, but no, it is. It can be.
It's not cool.
If high school musical has taught me anything,
no,
it's that
you're
the
learning
theater
the wrong
kids
lesson.
can be just
You're
as
learning,
cool
no,
as the 40 kids.
Never one like to
That's
me.
the new modern day and modern era we live in. Is everyone can be cool.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I disagree.
He's
like Loki. Loki's cool.
Nah, I wouldn't say he's anything like Loki.
I would. That's exactly who I would compare him to.
To me,
And He-Man is Thor.
To me, he thinks that basically he thinks he's the guy who yeah, that's weird. Now your audio sounds weird. I don't know. Sorry. This is gonna be a tech issue episode, I guess. He-Man or Skeletor strikes me in terms of character, the way that Jared Leto,
Or like he's Scar is the other person I would compare him to.
No. See, Jared Leto is playing this character as the theater kid is really the, but he's playing him like he thinks he's the guy with the sunglasses and the leather jacket, and he's not. He's the guy who pulls the curtains in the theater production. Whereas like, dude.
Oh no! See, that's not how I see him. I
cool at all.
I see him as like he's the guy he's in the lead role. He's the cool one.
No,
he's the one who's the center stage. That's why he's
No.
pulling all the strings and why everybody listens to him.
Absolutely not. No, that's just it. Well, that's just it. He thinks he's that guy. That's what makes this character so brilliant. That's why I do genuinely think he's the best performance in this, because
right. But that's to me that
many...
that is peak definition of what a theater kid
he's
is.
Not. He is. He thinks he's that guy.
He thinks he's cool.
He's not that guy. That's what I said. I said he thinks he's cool, but he is not cool. That's what I'm saying.
But
I'm
saying
the idea of him and the presentation of him in the movie is cool. I won't take that away from you. But what I'm saying is, as a character, he is not cool. He's not a cool guy. He's a loser who thinks he's cool.
I mean, all villains are bad and not cool. And
this is like he's a dork.
I think this is just we're not going to agree on this.
He's a dork. No, we do agree on it. That's what's funny. He's a dork who thinks he's cool. It's just
to me he's like textbook definition. You want to know who he is, and to me he's fucking Matthew Mercer.
No, but Matthew Mercer is cool.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the point.
That's why I said.
But he's not. He's not cool.
But
That's
he is.
He's not. You find the presentation of him cool. Like there are scenes involving him that are undeniably cool, but he as a character is not cool. Like He-Man. To be fair though, I have to be fair. He-Man is also not cool. And that's kind of a problem in this, is He-Man is not cool in this movie. He does cool things.
No, He-Man is cool when he gets the power and he's
not.
in the thing. He is cool. Yes, he is, because they've done the classic Thor turns from the weak human into the magic guy from the Ultimate
One.
One.
They don't. That's my point.
And when he becomes, yes, he is confident. He's not scared to go and do the things.
But he's not, especially for the first.
But it's when he's in his Prince Adam form or whatever,
no,
and
see,
that's all. They
don't do a good job of differentiating. Like when he first turns, and that's what I mean. That's why I mean this is where me being critical of a movie comes in, where like That's where the bits like there's the bit where he becomes He-Man and he crashes the fucking bike into the back of the thing and he's a total goofball. Absolutely not. No, he's a dork. He-Man is a total dork until the end when it turns into the other movie and it completely. That's where I'm saying it has a total problem where it completely clashes with itself. But no, for the good chunk of this, they don't even call him He-Man. They call him Adam for half of it. He's a total dork. Like and then they do a gag at the end of the movie where he does the bit where he. And they're like, he realizes that we all know he's He-Man, right? Like they do those kinds of jokes. So no, he's both him and Skeletor are dorks in this, and it's kind of to its own. I won't deny that they do cool things, but the characters themselves are not cool. They're not cool guys. They're losers who surround themselves by cool people, but are in fact losers. Dorky loser. I can say that. I can say that. I can say that because I am a dorky loser, and I recognize my own kind, Jordan. One spots a dork. A dork can spot a dork, Jordan. You see, you understand? You understand? He gets it. He gets it. He knows what I mean. He understands. He's nodding. What you can't see is he's nodding. He's doing this.
I'm not.
He is.
I'm not nodding.
He's very specifically nodding because he gets it. He gets what I mean. They're dorks. But that's the problem. Like,
I mean, I maintain theater kids.
Yeah, dorks, total dorks.
No, some theater kids can be cool. Justin, the High School Musical taught me that.
Literally never met one. Jordan, they're all dorks.
I mean, I maybe. I mean, you're pretty cool.
I'm not. Jordan, I hate to dispel this illusion. I'm not.
I mean, you're on a podcast. That's like the coolest thing.
If I am a theater kid, I'm a dork. They're dorks. He's a dork. But like yeah, I mean the guy who directs this, to get back on track. He's really confident action director. All the action sequences look good. Like there's a lot of undeniably cool shit in this movie. Like I had a great time. I had a beloved time. I had a great time. I'm
no
coming
notes.
across as overly critical. I've got great many notes, but
nope. I was in the exact mindset that this movie is geared towards.
I definitely get when people are like it's the Marvel thing, and I'm like I can see it definitely.
Yeah, but I don't see that as a bad thing. So.
But it can't. There is a few.
It can
moments.
be, but it's not here. It works for this.
There are moments in this where it is. Like, particularly, I mean, to be fair, the person we were with said the same thing, but the scene where another critical thing is this movie's too long.
That I'll give you.
It needs to be 30 minutes shorter. 30 to 40 minutes shorter. It needs to be an hour 45 to 2 hours. I think an hour and a half would be too short. I think an hour 45 might be too short. But about the longest it needed to be was 2 hours. The sequence where his dad dies goes on for a fucking eternity. It's so long. I was like, I get it. You're sad. He's dying. Can we move this along, please? Come on.
For me, it was just there was a lot of the action scenes where it's like it feels like some of these could be like a minute or two shorter.
Yeah, I do agree.
That would add up.
There's a lot of and then in the action sequences where it's like, and then he does this, and then he does this, and I was like, we could have one less and then.
We could trim the fat a little bit. It's kind of just what I'm like. You don't need to cut the scenes, but just trim them down a little bit.
Oh, and then he crash lands and he lands on top of the thing. Well, maybe he doesn't need to land on top of the thing. I'm just being,
he's
general,
fighting.
But you get my point.
Or like he's fighting 3 guys, and we have like 6 minutes of fighting, and it's like you could maybe just have it be like 5 minutes of fighting.
Maybe he doesn't need to fall
cut
off
out
the
one of the swings. Cut off one of the guy is attacking a little. You know, like there's certain things you can cut down, and it affects nothing.
Every computer need to be sassy. Like that just was like
No, that was fuck you. That was funny.
No, the one robot being sassy, that was funny. I mean, it's just ripping off. To be fair, you said Star Wars. Yeah, that's really just ripping off Obi-Wan. That character is just the droid from not Obi-Wan, Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yeah, it's just ripping off.
Yeah, I had that.
Not even just Rogue One. So Rogue One and Han Solo, because Han Solo also has a sassy robot.
So.
Remember they put her in the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, are we counting the ship?
Yeah, but she was a robot before she was a ship.
What?
So she was the co-pilot.
Oh yeah, right. No, I did not remember that.
She was also
at
sassy.
All. Yeah.
It's just ripping off Star Wars. Not every robot needs to be sassy, but in this case, it was funny, and I dug it. It definitely made me go like, I do want to come back to He-Man because I want
and
to.
the Masters of the Universe.
I don't know that I want to.
Oh yeah, and then spoiler alert: the end credit scene we get to see.
He-Man, but she's a girl.
Yeah, there we go, Justin. You got it there. You got there.
She-Ra.
We saw you see She-Ra.
You see She-Ra, and she's He-Man, but she's a girl. That's the only thing I know about
She's
her.
She's Jane Foster.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
You know, she's Thor, but a woman.
But a woman, even though technically she came first. I think.
Okay, well then, Lady Jane Thor
She's
is
She-Ra.
fucking She-Ra. Okay, God, you knew what I meant.
Yeah, at least I think she did. I'm pretty sure she did.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is that I'm making comparisons about things that you never noticed before.
She's a girl He-Man. She's a girl He-Man. That's all she is.
She-Ra.
That is gonna make for one chaotic video, Jordan, because I
Hmm?
checked the audio settings a bunch in it. But yeah, that's He-Man. It's
And the Masters of the Universe.
Oh yeah, that was the
Yeah.
other bit. The fact
Also, the music cues are amazing, and the fact that they have a part where they even do the.
yeah, right. That was the moment I was like, oh, this. But again, that one was funny, and that's the moment where I'm like, oh yeah, this movie knows the kind of movie it is. But then again, there's so many moments in it that are so self-serious that it completely kind of undercuts the humor. Where you're like, yeah, it's too self-serious in moments and not serious enough in others, and you're like, this is confused. This movie is confused. But like, yeah, the fact that they had Brian May doing the freaking music is very funny.
The word 7893 says, "Is that Lil Man in the thumbnail?" Oh hell nah.
Unfortunately, it is. Unfortunately,
Lil Man?
Little Man, yeah. That's the name of the movie.
Which okay. I don't remember giving that one to you.
It is. It's bad. You did.
Oh, that one. Right. No, now I do.
Yes.
Sorry, I keep forgetting the name of it. Yeah.
Fortunately, that comes later. He-Man. But yes, no, I want to come back to this because I want to watch He-Man Revelations. I hear it's good. It looks good. There's like 3 seasons of it. Mark Hamill is Skeletor. Skeletor, you know the bit where Skeletor's like, I have the power, and it doesn't work? Well, in He-Man Revelations, it does work, and he turns into a badass version of Skeletor. That's evil and sick.
I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get a point in the movie where it was Skeletor and like He-Man is about to defeat him, and then he's like, "Until we meet again,"
right?
And then runs down a pair of tracks.
There was a part of me that was disappointed he didn't sound a little more like the cartoon, but like the performance is so good. It genuinely is really like I mean he maybe he's because he's so thoroughly buried and you don't know that it's Jared Leto. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but he's got some like legit funny lines. Like again the whole bit where he's going through Adam's life. I cannot stress enough how much it's from a completely different movie than the rest of the movie that Skeletor is in. But it's legit funny. Like him in his little shorts is legitimately fucking funny. But yeah, that's it. That's He-Man. Unless you have anything else you want to say about He-Man.
And the Masters of the Universe.
I really apologize for all the tech issues you just had to watch. That's it. That's the end. We're moving right along.
Moving right along.
It's funny because I'm gonna go back through and comb footage, and when I do, all those moments where I was driven crazy by the audio,
you'll hear nothing.
I'll hear nothing, and I'll be really pissed at myself. Jordan, the news.
The
news.
The news.
Da news. News. Denise. Jordan, let's start off by you telling the audience what you think of the Spider-Man trailer, Jordan. New Spider-Man trailer. What do you think?
Well, I only watched it once, and it was near the beginning of the week. But I seem to remember there being a Hulk in it, so that's kind of cool. There also appears to be the Hand, which is interesting, I guess. That definitely implies that I think we already know that. Do we already know is Daredevil in it?
We do not know. No.
Okay, well, if the Hand is in it,
assume that he might.
If the Hand is in it, then I would say it's almost guaranteed that Daredevil is in it because they go hand in hand.
I don't really understand
hand in hand. hand.
I know, I got it. I just chose to ignore it.
Hand in hand.
No, I got it. It wasn't good the first time. I don't understand where the hand comes into this. Like this thing. Look, okay. Here's the thing. The more trailers come out with this, the more confused this looks. This does look like a jumbled mess. It really does give me, Amazing Spider-Man 2 vibes where I'm like, there's just no way that this thing doesn't end up feeling like too much. I see. Okay, the plot is that his powers are going out of control because of gamma, whatever mutation.
And then he
whatever.
goes to Professor Banner.
And there's an evil thing that is controlling people that the trailer really wants you to think is the Sadie Sink character that everyone is convinced is
Jean Grey.
Is Jean Grey, and I don't think it is. I think everyone's pulling another fucking Mephisto, where they've like gaslit themselves and convinced themselves that it's Jean Grey. So that way, when it's not Jean Grey, they can all be pissed off about it. And I'm just like, it's not Jean Grey. Like just a myriad of reasons beyond the fact that when has the MCU ever done anything like that or paid off anything like that in that regard? Like the MCU always makes you think it's a character, a well-known character that you know. And then, whereas it's a random character you've never heard of that looks like the character you might know. They do that all the time. Like apparently there's a character called Typhoid Mary who mind controls people, is psychic, and has red hair. That she could probably be.
I mean, there's also just the fact that it could be a character that they've repurposed and given red hair in this version of the thing.
That's also possible.
It could be any. I mean, this could be like. Not Emma Frost.
No, Emma Frost is blonde.
Right, but I'm saying she doesn't have to be.
No, she's one of those characters that has to be.
Again, they did a version of MJ who I know wasn't Mary Jane, but they said MJ, who was not even white. So to do a version of that is entirely possible.
Red hair is so specific. Honestly, another.
I'm just saying it's possible.
Right, another redhead to be. I mean,
whether it's likely or not, it's possible.
It's possible, but also there's no way she's Jean Grey because Jean Grey, classic redhead, they would recast her as a black woman. This movie still looks great. Otherwise, this movie looks great. This trailer is great.
It has a lot of potential.
The Spider-Man action is.
I don't love that they've turned Kirk Connors into Bruce Banner though. I don't like that.
Apparently, they revealed it was originally going to be Kirk Connors. That's why.
That makes it even worse.
Yeah, apparently they didn't. They chose to change it to Bruce Banner. Is what I've heard. I can't confirm it, but what I've heard is they chose to change it into Bruce Banner, because they had just had the Lizard in a movie. I don't know. I got to be honest with you. Bruce Banner is the one character I'm okay with them giving him a Kirk Connors type storyline because it totally works with him. They have the same shit. They're a guy who turns into a monster. It really like.
I guess I don't know.
It's effectively in terms of its placement in the narrative, it works the same. It's no different to me.
Kind of, but not
like
really.
The Hulk more.
the reason for me why it doesn't work the same. Whether or not it does work, I need to see the movie before I can ultimately say that. But the reason why it doesn't work the same for me is because, especially with this version of the Hulk and Bruce Banner, he has gotten control of it. He has been Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
So let me finish. So unlike Kirk Connors, who has never really been, it's all with him. He's always the monster. They don't really do. He gets control of it very often.
No.
And so for me, again, especially because we already have a pre-established version of this Hulk who has gotten to be Smart Hulk and was Smart Hulk, for me, it just means that they then have to have extra steps explaining why he's out of control, which I know they've done.
Yeah.
But to me, that's lazier or just
no, it's
less
not.
interesting than having
your definition.
than having the Lizard.
Your definition, not really, because you then have to either recast or explain why the Lizard looks different, or bring back the original guy, which I suppose you could.
What do you mean?
Well, because the Lizard was in the previous movie, so you have to explain why he looks different. Because
what?
The Lizard was in the previous movie.
Well, that was from a different universe. What are you
Sure.
talking about?
So then you'd have to explain why he looks different, and you'd either
No,
have
you
to,
don't.
or you don't
The
acknowledge
thing
it,
the
or it's
thing
a
the thing about the
question.
lizard is he's not like certain characters where he's locked in. I mean, what creates the lizard? It's the equivalent of like how with Spider-Man, you just have the spider
Right,
fight a different
but
person.
the
So in
audience.
this example, you can make the lizard look different. He's just not
But
necessarily like.
Kurt Connors, though, you either have to explain why he's different, or you
Well,
have
Peter looks different.
yeah, and you would still have to explain it, and you're trying to move away from the multiverse stuff. And again,
But
he was in the
you
he was
don't
just
have
the
to
pre-
explain
but,
it.
and, but
Peter
hold on,
is the same. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me finish.
Let me finish.
Let
my
me
point.
finish. Let me finish.
Let me finish my point.
This Peter looks different than the Andrew Garfield one than the other one does. So no, you don't. You don't have to explain
No,
that.
but you have to spend time devoted to him being like you'd have to devote an amount of time to where it's just easier to bring the Hulk. But
No, you don't.
yes, you do. Let me finish, please. Yes, you do. For regular everyday going audiences, you're gonna have to spend time being like, why does this? You would have to explain. It would
But
be
they
the same-
didn't with Spider-Man.
Yeah, but that was different. You understood.
No, it's not.
You understood that they were from. You just it would be like if you brought in Norman Osborn and he didn't look like William Dafoe or was remote. You'd have to have at the very least you'd have to have Peter Parker acknowledge the fact that he looked different. Regardless, you're getting hung up on that one detail. Regardless, your definition of in control is it's different between the Hulk and the lizard. It's different. His version of having it under control is not he gets to turn into the lizard and be the lizard. He doesn't want to be the lizard. His version of having it under control, and to be fair, to a degree, the Hulk also bears a similar metric for control, as it were. But his version of having it be in control is that he does not turn into the lizard. That's his version of being in control. So, you could have whatever this thing is. He does the mind control thing and it turns him into the lizard. It's the same thing. It's functionally.
Yeah, I
in the
get it.
story,
I understand what you're saying.
identical.
I just don't like that it's the Hulk because it's not a Hulk story. It's a Spider-Man movie. I don't need Hulk showing up.
But Hulk shows up in all sorts of Spider-Man stories, and also he's a tertiary
Right,
character. So it
but
doesn't
we
really matter.
already have a lot of extra extraneous characters. We've got the Punisher. We've presumably got Daredevil because they're linked at the hip.
I don't think
Like
that.
we've got a lot. We've got the Hang, which isn't even a Spider-Man thing. Like
No,
we've got a lot of
Spider-Man.
we've got a lot of not Spider-Man things in this movie already. To me, it's just the Hulk. You want to be fair. I would say the same about the Punisher. Like I want one or the other. I don't need both.
Yeah, but again, it makes the world feel fleshed out. I'd much rather have these characters. This is what I want. I want the characters to randomly dip in and out. And I know I don't. The thing is, I don't really like the lizard. I think the lizard is boring. I think if you're going to do the Frankenstein metaphor, you might as well do the Frankenstein metaphor with a character that you like. And the whole purpose of him in this instance is just to be a character you recognize. So to do the lizard, it wouldn't.
I get it. Again, functionally, I get it. It's not.
It's just there. My thing is,
It's not what I would do.
I wish he wasn't in the marketing. I wish Bruce. I get why he is, and I get why he has to be. I wish he wasn't in the marketing for this. That even the Hulk. Like the problem with the Hulk is like there's clearly going to be a motivated in story reason for why he's not Smart Hulk. But it's annoying. Is why I don't like Smart Hulk because he's locked into this version of this character that is CGI heavy that you now have to explain in universe. That's really the reason why I don't like the fact that Hulk's in this is because you have to explain in universe why isn't he Smart Hulk, and then when you don't explain, like if Hulk was just normal in this universe, it would be less frustrating because you'd be like, okay, well then why isn't he Smart Hulk? Like you're doing the oh I can't be unless you're gonna completely cut out She-Hulk, which hey it's I guess possible.
Incredibly likely, I would say.
You have to explain why he went from being Smart Hulk to not Smart Hulk to Smart Hulk to not. But also to be fair, like these movies have never done a great job of differentiating what is difference between Bruce Banner and Smart Hulk, and like the idea is I guess supposed to be that Smart Hulk is a third entity. If Bruce Banner is one thing, if the Hulk is another thing, the Smart Hulk is supposed to be a third thing, and then that's them combined.
Yeah, the problem with that is that the movies have never really made that clear,
No.
at least in my opinion. So, like, as far as I could tell, my interpretation of the movie version of Smart Hulk, anyway, is he's just the Hulk's body with Bruce Banner's mind in it.
Right, right. But the idea is supposed to be their merged consciousness. So some people are like, oh, this is going to be like the Hulk decides he doesn't want to be Smart Hulk anymore. Like but that's not what this is.
They need to state that then.
I've seen a lot of really dumb theories about it's literally just, you could see it. It's in the trailer. He gets turned into the Savage Hulk because she or whoever mind whammies him, and that's what causes him to turn into. And he's gonna be Gray Hulk, and that's not Green Hulk. And that's gonna be their explanation. They're gonna be like, I did see a good theory of part of why he's not the Smart Hulk is because the president turned into a big red Hulk and killed a bunch of people.
I like that theory.
Yeah. I'm like, if they don't say anything and they don't explain it, that will be my headcanon, because it's just the easiest to explain. But yeah, the action in this looks great. To me, Tom Holland is still the best Spider-Man because he's doing the quips. Like the bit at the end where he's like, "You guys stretch." You know, I'm not in high school anymore. I gotta get down to stretching now. That was funny. That's funny. That's good Spider-Man shit. That is excellent and very well made Spider-Man shit.
Yeah, just the way that he interacts with Frank Castle as well. Feels very Spider-Man.
Right? There's a really funny behind the scenes clip of them like arguing with each other. That's great. I saw someone say that they got rid of they've gotten the big there's a bunch of shit. Apparently Tom Holland got on the internet and is like he's the fan advocate now or whatever, but there's just a lot of things like they made the conscious choice to do Spider-Man practically, like almost all of the time. It's not like the Raimi films where half the time he's fucking CGI and he's floaty as shit. It's not, and that's the same issue with the John Watts movies where he always looked like shit when he was web swinging because he was a CGI and he looked all floaty. He didn't look like he had any weight. The fights all look great. Like the shit with Scorpion looked great.
It's good to see Nacho Vargo landed on his feet.
I know, right? I mean, no, he landed on his ass, but you know, it's not here nor there. Oh, that was the other bit. I hate how much MJ and Ned are in this. I hate it. I will never not hate it. There's nothing that movie can do to make me not hate it. I'm sorry. I will look past it to see all the cool Spider-Man shit I'm looking forward to seeing. Oh, that was the other. Yeah, the suit is practical, and they've taken out, or at the very least they're not using it all of the time. They've taken out the face shells that they put in the masks to make them all look uniformly the same. So when you see him talk, you actually see his mouth talk. And I really appreciate also how they've stopped making him sound like his voice is muffled by the mask. At least in the trailer anyway. That's what it appears like. Like that's a big thing with the John Watts movies that drove me crazy, where anytime he was Spider-Man, his voice was muffled. Because they were like, well, he's wearing a mask. His voice was muffled. It's like, no, he's really, that's the bit where you can't suspend your disbelief, people. Like the fact that his voice isn't muffled by the mask. He can walk on walls, and that's the bit that really, that's where you're drawing the line here? Come on, man. Yeah. This is coming out at the end of next month, and we're going to watch it for the show.
Swick.
Looking good, looking fun, looking
Hey.
flippity fly, man. Looking flippity gosh darn fly. Jordan, speaking of trailers that off-put me. Shrek, Jordan. Get Shrek'd. Are you feeling Shrek'd? Get ship Shrek'd?
I want to hear your thoughts first.
Really? This is unique. This is a unique situation you've put me in. I can't decide if I hate it or not.
Interesting.
I keep flip-flopping on whether or not I hate it. I know I said after the first one you were automatically put off. We got into a huge thing about it, and I was like, I need to see more movement of it before I can. I'm still in that. I need to see a full movie before, because I hate it, kind of. I hate parts of it. I hate how Donkey looks. I'm off-put by Shrek, but I don't hate it. I'm not seeing enough of it, but it looks too real. They've given him wrinkles, and it's like an uncanny valley thing where it makes it feel weird. The only one I don't have an issue with is Fiona, and that's just simply because she's not in the trailer a ton, enough for me to really be off-put by it. But Shrek has forehead wrinkles, and it weirds me out. But like, I understand why it is the way it is. I've seen a lot of really good videos. I saw a really good video where they were like, the reason why it doesn't look right is because It's been like 15 years since the last one, and most of the team who made the last one, as is, the last one looked weird. But the team who made the last one don't work there anymore. And I saw a lot of really good comparison videos that were like, it looks like it's being made by the animation team that does How to Train Your Dragon, because a lot of the movement animation is identical. I saw side by side. It's kind of creepy, and just in how their pseudo realistic movement moves. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's totally valid. I understand. You can't make it look exactly the way it used to. I don't know. What do you think? What are your feelings? I've talked too much. That's me working out my feelings in real time.
So okay. It's interesting the comparison that you made, but kind of what it made me think of is it's more like it's a Toys for Bob situation, where you have you call it another animation group, whatever, another bunch of people, who have come in and they're studying the original game, as it were, or movie in this case. They're looking at it and they're trying to do.
You didn't hate this?
I'm torn. I'm torn.
Sorry, it's just I can feel it. You're winding up to say that you didn't hate this. Really?
I'm torn. There are things about it I hate.
Is it the gingerbread cake joke? Because I hated that too.
Oh, there's that. There's certainly. We'll get there. You need to just let me ramble through this. But so it very much feels like a Toys for Bob thing, where it's like they're trying to stay true to the original while also being their own thing. And so that's how I read it, anyways. Currently in my current mindset. But okay, so I saw one person who made this comment, and ever since it is stuck in my head, where they're like, Shrek looking, and I think you said this with the original or with the first teaser or whatever, but Shrek looking older or different, if the March of Time is supposed to be in the real kind of sense of it, where it's supposed to be, his kids are now adults, right? Like, so it's supposed to be as many years as it has been since the original, clearly. So him looking wrinkled and old doesn't throw me off as much. And in motion, in animation, it I don't know how to articulate it exactly, but it feels like they heard the reception on the last one.
Yes, you're not the first person to hear say that. It does look like it's been changed and like
there's something about it which makes, I think it feels less shiny, I think is what it is.
But Donkey still has it though.
Let me finish. I'm not done. I'm not even done working through the ogres yet. I'm just talking about Shrek.
It doesn't bother me with his kids.
Shrek doesn't bother me. The kids don't bother me because there's no frame of reference.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't see them and we saw the other orcs from the Shrek 4, and they look just as, like, at least they don't all look like Shrek.
Yeah, that's true.
Like offshoot versions of Shrek. So, like, they don't bother me. What bothers me, and this is where I was driving at, where with the comment that I had seen, someone pointed this out, where you put Fiona beside Fiona. And the point of the first one is Fiona chose to be an ogre because she didn't care about, like, her looks, and she looks like she had the double chin, and she looks like an ogre, right? Like, because it's 2001, whenever the first one came out, and that's how good animation can be. But even by the third one, she's still, the point is she's not like human supermodel thin. That's the point of Fiona, right? And so the comment that I saw made the comment of her in this new one, she looks like she's gotten work done. Like, her chin looks like it's been tucked, her ears, like, her facial structure looks different. Yeah. Unlike Shrek, where it's just wrinkled, but he still looks like Shrek.
Yeah.
He just looks older. With Fiona, this person, if I can find that again, the TikTok, I'll send it to you, because once it's pointed out, you can't unnotice it. She looks like she's gotten younger. Like, the person commented that she in this movie looks like she could be one of Shrek's kids.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't even remember.
And it pulls them out of it. She doesn't have the same wrinkles as he does.
Interesting. Interesting. Hey, she stayed hot. He let himself go. Okay.
Um,
Okay. She kept
moving
everything
on
tight.
to the I don't love Donkey looks like he does in the Shrek 4 timeline where it's like something's gone horribly wrong
He
for
looks
him.
like he's a Looney Tune character, and like it's just he's too animated compared to Shrek. Where
So is
Shrek,
Gingy.
yeah, same deal. Like he's just too like all the shit involving him. It's too much. You're like,
Gingy bothers me a little bit less because just in terms of his animation style, purely because and it would be for me it would be the same of like if they chose to make Pinocchio look softer,
yeah,
like more like the Disney movies.
yeah,
It would bother me less because like they're supposed to be fairy tale creatures.
yeah, exactly.
So them looking a little more in this more modern style, looking a little bit more fairy tale like bothers me less. Donkey is still supposed to be a donkey though, and he looks weird.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's very strange.
Don't get me started because I've seen the still images of his kids. Those are abominations that make me
Oh, are they doing?
uncomfortable.
They're doing the kids. Are they adults
I saw,
now?
yeah, I saw maybe it was AI, I don't know, but I saw a thing where they were older, they were like adults.
I that was my question. Was like, are we gonna get to see? Are we gonna get to see his kids? If we're gonna do, and it's funny because people are like, oh, clearly they've cut out the.
I'll see if I can find it. Hold on.
Clearly they've cut out. I mean, send it to me later because I'm not gonna be able to see it. Your green screen is gonna cut it out.
I meant more like I was gonna send it to you on Facebook for you to look at later.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were gonna do Donkey's kids. I'm like, it'd be interesting to see. Do they talk? Like, what's their deal?
Do they talk like him?
Yeah, right. It would be funny if you got different black actors, like young black actors, to play as kids. That would be fun. Oh yeah, no. Someone was like, the daughter's not in this trailer, and I said that's probably because if I had to guess, she's involved in the plot in some point, some capacity. They're not cutting her out. Not when she's played by Zendaya. You paid way too much money for that. She's in it. She just, I guess, because she was a focal point of the first trailer, and they hadn't cast the two sons yet. The
three sons or whatever. Yeah, the two sons. Yeah.
That this was a focus.
Well, yeah,
them.
especially because people kept complaining with the first one where they were like, "Where's the other kids?" So
it's funny that they don't talk though. That I did even though they've been cast, they have voices. It's funny that they don't talk. You don't see them talk in this trailer. This trailer is very odd. It's one of those like it's been weird. It's weird.
Yeah, my
like,
thing with this trailer is that it's like it feels it's got the scary movie effect where it feels like it's trying really hard to encapsulate an era that no longer exists.
Yeah. Well, it's very funny because like, okay, this is where we'll wrap on this because I don't want to do that what we did last time where we talk about the news for an hour.
Esoteric things.
But I did see a couple comments in regards to this trailer that I completely agree with. Shut up. The people who are like, oh, that's not my Shrek, not the Shrek I grew up with. You didn't grow up with Shrek. You weren't there when Shrek first came out. Okay, you watched it on like streaming when you were like, that doesn't count. It's not, you don't get to be like not my Shrek. We get to be like.
I owned the original VHS.
Right, the one that had. The
in fact, I think we have it around here somewhere still. I think.
Yeah, with the case that had the little fill-in little piece of paper that made it slightly bigger for some reason. Like, you guys don't know. You weren't there.
I was there when the story was written.
Where was I going with this? It was the people who were getting offended that Donkey cursed. I won't say names, but there's somebody who got offended that Donkey said hell yeah, and I went yeah they curse in the first movie.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure he said things like that like since the original.
Yeah, when he gets dropped off by the old lady, she refers to him as the talkiest damn donkey you'll ever see.
Yeah.
Did you need a specific Olaf prostitution joke? No, I don't think you needed that. That really felt unnecessary. Was it kind of funny? A little bit, yeah. I like that bit because it was a fun callback to Fiona's mother when they were going to get the bit from the last movie with Rumpelstiltskin. Drive faster, dear. That was funny. I like that. That was good. That was a nice reference. That was a solid reference. Look, man, I've seen every single Shrek movie. I like Shrek. They're always funny. We will keep our eyes on this with great interest, as it were.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it on streaming.
Next, Jordan, Hexed. It's funny you said something. I saw a similar comment where it was we have Owl House at home, and then it was the next comment was when you have Owl House at home.
Yeah, it really felt like Owl House. There's similarities.
It reminded me of like a bunch
It was
of
like
shit.
everything from her going through the door to enter this magic world to now she's at a school where she's learning the different magic. She seems to be like having her own special magic, which is the same thing. There's a lot
It
of
would explain why
comparisons.
Disney canceled. If Disney knew that this was down the pipeline, it would explain why they canceled that show out of nowhere.
And that's just off the top of my head. There's a lot of like it gives real Owl House energy.
See, it's funny. As a person who I've never watched that show, so that was not the frame of reference I went for. The first thing I thought when I saw it was I could just see the executive in an office being like, "J.K. Rowling is unpopular. The world needs a Harry Potter. Let's make our own Harry Potter."
To be fair, I can't say this for sure, but I could believe that Owl House was based off that anyways.
Was based off the idea of, hey, we need a Harry Potter. Let's make our own Harry Potter.
Except ours won't be like specifically because in the case of Owl House specifically because specifically because that one is very LGBTQ plus positive and everything. I absolutely believe that the creator of Owl House was like, I want to create a version of Harry Potter that's like the opposite of everything that J.K. Rowling believes in.
Sure, definitely. Just real quick, Joe. This is a quick story. There was a new trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6, which I didn't bother sending to you because it was 36 seconds long.
I heard it was just it was the cover.
It's just the cover
whatever.
and the date that it's coming out.
Yeah.
It's apparently coming out June 25th, 2026. June 25th, 2026. Oh,
that's not right.
That's not right.
That can't be true.
That can't be right.
I mean, I wish that was true. That would mean that it's coming out in like 5 days.
Sorry, pre-orders. Pre-orders go.
Okay, that makes more sense. That sounds more logical.
That makes a ton more sense. So they've got the plot, which is.
I know the basic plot was basically there was a Bonnie and Hyde type person, and they. She's like, I think she just got out of prison or something.
It says the game will once again take place in Vice City, but this time follow a criminal couple, Jason Duval and Lucia Camino. Says the pair go on the run following a failed bank robbery. Kind of sounds suspiciously similar to the last one, but whatever.
Yeah, but this time it's Bonnie and Clyde.
This time we get to look at a woman's backside.
It's going to be way more enjoyable.
Jordan. This I sent you. Actually, you sent this to me, but I had already seen this, which is that crazy crossover coming to comics, Jordan. It's a crossover called The Muppets Take the Marvel Universe. This comic book celebrates the 50th anniversary of The Muppet Show. And it's a new one shot that answers the question, what if, as the Muppets collide with stories by Chip Zdarsky, Pete Woods, and more. And here's some of the new stories. Some of the stories that are in this. It's Rolf the dog is kidnapped by Mojo to help launch his new streaming service. It's the crossover no one saw coming. It's Kermit the Frog, Miss Piggy, Fozzie Bear, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Wolverine, and Emma Frost, and many more team up to save the day. Then there's the next one is Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker welcome Bruce Banner and Hank Pym to Muppet Labs for a daring experiment with gamma rays and Pym particles.
That would be fun.
What could go wrong? When Clea falls ill from a mysterious virus, Doctor Strange doesn't have the cure. Help arrives from the unlikely sources. The Swedish Chef in this appetizing tale from Ashley Allen and Paco Medina.
So okay.
Wait,
I
got one more.
Huh?
I got one more. Pigs in space meet raccoons in space. Cosmic chaos ensues when Captain Link Hogthrob, First Mate Piggy, Dr. Julius, Strange Fort crash into Rocket Raccoon and Groot, an intergalactic romp.
That's amazing.
Hilarious.
So my one thing, as cool as this comic sounds and as fun as it undoubtedly would be, for something so big, I wish Disney and the Muppets and Marvel had pumped a little bit more money into this and brought on the movie actors and made it into like a full like special.
I mean,
for Disney Plus.
I mean, it'd be kind of fun just to see like an animated special, just like a single animated special. That'd be fun. I just they've got some images here, and like the image of Kermit hanging on to Spider-Man as Spider-Man swings is unusually wholesome. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know why. So there's another really fun one where it's Ghost Rider and the Great Gonzo. All great shit. Captain Deadpool.
But I'm just saying. Imagine a live action version.
That'd be great. Captain Deadpool on Muppet Treasure Island. That's one of them. That's good.
That's awesome.
That is excellent. That is very funny. Very funny.
Very funny.
Very funny. Our big announcement this week. I see. Here's the thing: is I in this day and age, you see these announcements, and you never know if they're actually going to happen. But a beloved Jim Carrey movie is getting a sequel. The news comes after many rumors and reports suggesting that a new film in the franchise might be in the works, but now it seems to be confirmed as actually happening, which is wild. Jordan, they're supposedly making a new Grinch movie.
I had heard that. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
He famously hated being in that suit.
Right?
And there's no way he's gotten any firmer on that.
I'm sorry, the man retires and he comes back and does 3 Sonic movies, and the Grinch? Really?
2? The Grinch 2?
The Grinch, exactly. Yeah, the Grinch 2. It's my first thought is I think I said this the first time we talked about it.
But okay, let's pretend that that's real and like speculate. What would you even do?
I mean, maybe it'll be animated. Maybe he said he would do it if they could CGI it. They could do motion capture. There's technically, to answer your question, I had that thought too. There's technically a sequel to the book, and it's actually funny because I didn't include this, but I figured it's worth mentioning during. But they released the day they announced this, they released a trailer for a game where it's The Grinch Saves Christmas, which is technically the sequel to the Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's How the Grinch Saved Christmas. It's the second one. I actually pointed out to you at the store once, but basically, from what I can recall, the very basic plot of it is it's now the Grinch's turn to put on Christmas, and it's like everything goes wrong kind of story, and he has to pull it together at the last second.
In this world, Santa exists.
Yeah, but he can still put on a. No, I mean like I think it's like he's putting, from what I can recall, it's been a minute, but it's like he's saving. Like he's the one who's putting on like a Christmas party, I should say.
Oh, I thought you meant like all of Christmas.
No. Hold on. No, fuck it, Jordan. We're here. Let's Google it right now.
Let's do it live.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Doing it live. Bye, boy. God damn it. God damn you, stupid piece
How
of
the
shit.
Grinch saved Christmas.
How the Grinch didn't ruin Christmas for his mother-in-law.
Of course, it's not gonna. How the Grinch Saved Christmas is a children's book by what is it actually by? How the Grinch.
Hello, it's nice to see you.
Book. YouTube is not being, or Google is not being helpful. Google is not being helpful, but I know there's a sequel, and I'm pretty sure it's about him having a Christmas party, and everyone's got to show up to the Christmas party. That was the point. That was the point, and that's what you could do for the sequel.
I suppose.
Or you can do what I say.
But I just don't.
But
I don't see Jim Carrey coming back for that. I could see him coming back for the Cat in the Hat one that you suggested. That sounds big enough to be worth his time.
That'd be rad. That's not technically true. That's odd. So this article is why Toy Story never got its own spin-off series. It did. It's Buzz Lightyear Star Command. So
It was a successful TV show.
However, the Pixar franchise hasn't released a single TV, but it did. It was Buzz Lightyear Star Command.
Maybe it means live action?
No, well, not. Maybe they mean like.
Live action?
No, not live action because it's an animated movie. Perhaps they mean like why have they never made an animated spin-off in the style of
3D?
Yeah, like that the movies are in. Maybe perhaps they mean that because they technically made a bunch of shorts that they I think they played in some air on television. Like I'm pretty sure they aired them on television, but I couldn't. I don't know.
don't know, Justin.
And then finally,
I just
Jordan,
don't know.
finally,
Finally.
finally, I sent you a trailer for a movie called The Room Returns, starring
Yeah, I don't get
Bob Odenkirk.
I don't understand.
Basically, they remade The Room, and the idea being like, what if you could make The Room good? Like, what if you just, what if you took the exact same script and just with a few lighting changes, a few line deliveries, better cinematography, a better director, could you make it into an actual good movie? And
Okay. Sorry, finish your thought.
So that's what this was supposed to be. I don't know if that's what it is. You can actually find a scene, a clip of him, of Bob Odenkirk. I'll send it to you later. Of him doing the "I did not hit her, I did not." Oh, hi, Mark scene, and it's intriguing if you're a fan of The Room. It looks intriguing.
Because where I got confused is that doesn't come across like what they're doing. The one that you sent me,
No, that's what I'm
it
saying.
looks.
Sorry, that's what I mean when I'm like, that's what it was supposed to be. But this trailer makes it look like it's all a joke. So I
Yeah, well, like what you sent me is like it looks like he's trying to do it bad.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
like
I saw
I
an
don't at
interview
that
where he
point
talked
I
about
don't
it.
really see. I don't get the point. I don't
I mean,
understand.
I don't know. Watching Bob Odenkirk do The Room is gonna be funny regardless. I think, but I don't know. I don't know. If it was a thing where it looks like it's a thing for charity that you can only watch in the one place, but if it was a thing that I could watch on the internet, I would watch it. I would watch it, and then I would probably also watch the original, because I have not seen the original in years. The news. Yeah. Today's show, as always, is brought to you by Wild Education. They now have engagement opportunities where you can join and donate, and you can get an opportunity to hang out with Gary, their serval cat. And also, they have options for purchasing rats locally in Abbotsford if you would like to purchase rats. And just generally, they're helping the animals, so you should help them by supporting them. You click any one of their links in our description down below. But also, I have a special announcement. I think I announced this last week, but I actually have promotional material this time. The Final Frontier, the Star Trek podcast that I am on, will be appearing at a convention. And I have an ad for that I'm going to play awkwardly, because I don't remember what my hotkeys to play trailers are. We're going to go into OBS, so you're going to have to deal with this. We'll be back in like a minute. I'm going to play that now. Jordan, mute your microphone. I need the mask though. Come on, mask. There you go.
Hey everybody, it's Jake from the Final Frontier podcast, and I want to invite you to come see, well, kind of us. Me, definitely. Justin will be there in robot form. To InConJunction, Indiana's oldest volunteer sci-fi and book convention. We have been graciously invited to lower the bar at InConJunction, and we will happily do so, but we're also going to raise that fun bar. We're going to have our table set up, tell people about the podcast. If you watch and you're in the greater Indianapolis area, come say hi, take a photo. I'll sign something for you. I don't care. And we're going to have Star Trek merchandise to sell. We're going to have a raffle going off and free candy. Come to InConJunction, say hi to us, and then check out all the other great stuff. And a little birdie told me there's going to be gaming and panels.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So come see us at InConJunction July 10th through July 12th, 2026 at the Wyndham Indianapolis Airport. So that's the hotel that's right there, conveniently located close to the airport. And we will see you guys there at InConJunction.
We will see you there.
I will see you. Justin will see a video feed of you.
Sound's not gone back. Okay, sound's back. We're back. You can actually hear me now. You just saw me talking a bunch, and Spotify there was a big blank in the audio. But now we're back. We're back. Go check that out by clicking the link. The Final Frontier in the description. Do it now.
No.
No. On with the show. Yeah.
On with the
In
show.
case you
This
missed the
is
beginning of the show, I made Jordan. Jordan had to do a bunch of bad movies recently, and I felt bad, so I was like, let's let Jordan pick stuff. Because Jordan picked stuff, I'm going first.
I did.
I'm once again going first, Jordan.
This is becoming a habit.
I know. I like the power. I like the power.
You're out of control.
You know.
You need to be stopped.
I know. Jordan, my first thing is a movie called Transmorphers. Now, Jordan, before I tell you about Transmorphers, I want you to tell me what you know about Transmorphers.
I know that it sounds a lot like Transformers, which is why I picked it. I assume that you have machines that turn into other machines.
Yeah, that you do. Yeah. You remember like when there were video stores and this was like on the shelf.
Vaguely, I just
You
know
remember
that
the cover of this.
No.
No? Oh, I do. I definitely remember the cover of this. So, like, okay, this came with a whole litany of, like, what is the question of this became for me, what is the line between homage, parody, and just straight ripping something off? Where is that line? Because, okay, how do we even describe this? So, this is made by The Asylum. And The Asylum is very famously known. You've watched Asylum movies for the show before. I can't remember what you watched. That was
the Insane Asylum.
Yeah. You've watched one of their movies for this before. I don't remember which one it was. But
I think you forced me to watch one.
I don't know. I just know that I know that you picked one organically. I can't remember which one it was though. But anyway, their whole thing is they go out and they make movies very fast, very very quickly and very cheaply to try to capitalize on currently popular movies. So the inciting incident,
like Sharknado.
Like Sharknado, they made Sharknado. They're the company that made Sharknado. It's their most successful movie. They made this on like a dime, and it made decent money. The idea with this is that you buy this. This doesn't work. These movies don't work so much now on streaming, although apparently they have a deal with Tubi. But back in the day, it was like you'd be like, oh, your grandma would be like, it's Transformers. So anyway. The plot is that a group of alien robots crash on Earth and take over the Earth and drive all of the humans underground. And so now the machines are controlling the surface world.
So it's the Matrix.
And all of the humans have been driven underground. And
Matrix.
The humans have to go up to the surface so that they can get some sort of MacGuffin while the robots patrol and try to kill them, try to exterminate them, as it were. And the big twist to this movie
try to terminate them, if you will.
Terminate them, as you will, yeah. And you could tell the big climax of this thing is that you find out that the main guy who you've been following the whole movie, it turns out, Jordan, that he is a robot, and he's been a robot the whole time. So
it's like Terminator 5 when they have that one guy who is a human.
I was really hoping you get that. Yes,
I think it's the fifth one.
Yes, no, it's the fourth one. I'm pretty sure it's the fourth one. Terminator Salvation. It's definitely Terminator Salvation. Yes. Okay, thank you. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to explain Terminator Salvation because otherwise that joke doesn't work.
No, immediately that's what that sounds
Terminator
like.
Salvation. And it's not worth pointing out to you that the acting is bad and the direction is bad.
Oh no, it was intended to be.
No, I will say that some of the set. I guess it's because
I also would have taken the Jenny Smith one where you have Connor is now a Terminator, but he's human.
Yeah. No, but this is more specifically because of the time it came out. It's very definitely Terminator Salvation. Like when I Google it, I'm like, this is just Terminator Salvation. When I was reading the Wikipedia article, I was like, yeah, no, that's specifically what this is. And they're referred to as like a plague on the industry, like nobody industry. But I'm like, what? I mean, other than this is very definitely like ripping off all those things. But what differentiates this between being an homage to? Because it's just different enough that like, what stops me from being like, well, it's just an homage to the thing. It's not a ripoff. What makes it a ripoff? Or you could either it's just a parody of Transformers. It's
Intent.
Intent, is that what separates it? Okay, that's fair.
I would
valid.
say intent.
That's valid. No, that's a valid point. Because I'm like, yeah, what separates this from just being a parody? Like the CGI's bad. By the way, you barely see the robots, and when you do, they look like dog shit. Like it's bad. It's bad all around.
Like for me, I think it's the delineation of what makes you a fan versus what makes you a person. It's what makes you
just cashing in a paycheck to make money.
Yeah.
Okay, that's valid. That's a valid point. Okay.
Or like
I'll
what's the difference between you being Charlie who loves Willy Wonka's candy bars and maybe would like to know about the secrets because he's a genuine passion, like he really enjoys the product, or Slugworth who wants the same information so that he can then turn around and sell it.
See, was Slugworth real? Or was
no, he was. I believe you find out he's fake, but the point still stands.
No, but I mean, I know that the guy is disguised as Slugworth, but is Slugworth like? Was he real? Was there really a Slugworth, and that just wasn't the Slugworth?
Yeah, I think the implication, if I ever understood
does Willy Wonka just own the like? Is he like the godfather of chocolate, and he just
I think the implication is supposed to be that no, there is a real Slugworth, and he's pretending to be him.
Pretending to be him. Okay, sorry. That's you brought up Slugworth. That's always been a question I've had. I've never actually.
That's just my interpretation. I don't know if I'm right.
Big Willy Wonka fans, let us know in the comments.
But anyway.
But yeah, no, this company they I guess they now exist as like you accidentally play them because apparently according to Wikipedia they have a deal with Tubi to put their shit on Tubi for free. So like there clearly is still a like my memory of these movies is you skipped over them on your way to Transformers. Like it's like the idea is it tricks stupid people and your grandma into accident. It's the same concept as shovelware.
Exactly. These are bad. If we were to go back in time to when DVDs were a thing, these are the ones that are in the dollar bill.
Yeah, the dollar bin. Yeah, that
like they're at the bottom.
Yeah,
they fill the bin. So when the movies end up in the real bin, there's enough other like bad movies that are in the real bin. So you can find the good movies like the ones that are like 10 years old and are now $1 that are in there, and these are in there to pad out the rest of the space.
Pretty well.
So it pushes you towards those other actual movies that they're trying to sell.
It's so you when you're walking along, when DVDs were a thing and you were in Roger's Video, you'd walk along. I mean, I can remember where it was. It was in the corner, but I can remember where it was in my shelf on Roger's Video. You'd be like, it was there to get your grandma or your aunt or your uncle who was like the kids. It's like the movie equivalent to Wii Shovelware, where you're like the kids like the B movie. They're sure to like the B movie game. Same.
Well, this is a trans. What do they like? The Transmorphers.
The Transmorphers.
Right? No, they like the Transmorphers. They have like 10 of them.
I will
Grandma.
Give it this.
It's Transformers. Oh, well, maybe you'll like this anyway. You should give it a try.
It's not. I mean, look, it was not the worst thing I watched this week, and other than the fact that it's hot garbage, it's not even fun hot garbage. It's just hot garbage. But it's not even like the worst Asylum movie I've ever seen. That's still pretty comfortably Jailbait. God, I'm gonna probably end up watching Jailbait for the show one of these weeks. Try to find a way to dance around what makes that movie awful. That's still pretty comfortably the worst Asylum movie I've seen. They made a bunch of. I think I might have had you watch. They made one called Celebrity Sex Tape. There was one they made. I can't remember what it's called, but they made a bunch of really shitty, subpar MILF. They made one called MILF. Terrible, just terrible R-rated. Like somebody was like, I can do American Pie, but worse. Yeah.
Schlock.
Yeah, it's just absolute slop. Yeah. So yeah.
I said schlock, but same idea.
Same idea. Yeah. No, bad. Anyway, that is. What did I say? Transmorphers. Robots in disguise.
So, okay. I didn't fully intend this to be kind of a theme this week, but it's not the theme. But what kind of ended up being an underlying a thing that kept happening is young child, usually boy, meets thing that adults see as monster, but ends up befriending it. That's in a few movies that I watched this week. First one that I watched was The Water Horse, Legend of the Deep. So Cold Nose version. Boy finds egg. Boy hatches egg. Boy hatches seahorse. Or water horse. Sorry, not seahorse. Water horse. Which
Different
is
animal.
loosely the one in this movie is loosely based on the Celtic water horse, which is also known as a kelpie.
Kelpie.
And but in this version, it ends up you end up finding out that it grows into the Loch Ness monster.
I knew it. I knew this was a Loch Ness monster movie.
Um,
I fucking knew it.
but
And you were like, no, it's not a Loch Ness monster movie. I'm like, I'm 75% sure this is a Loch Ness monster movie.
well, I mean, the point isn't specifically that it's the Loch Ness monster. That's kind of more what it's more my point. It's a movie about a creature. It's not necessarily. Yeah. Anyways, some would argue that it is the point. But anyways,
It's just the number one thing I remembered about it was this is definitely a Loch Ness monster movie.
I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought that
It looked like it was like family friendly, heartwarming string pulling.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would call it.
You think the animal dies. There's a certain point midway through where you think the animal dies. There's an all lost moment. It survives. Everyone's a little sad. And...
In this movie, not so much that kind of. It's more a moment where you think it's gone wild.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's okay. Different cliche, same
different cliche, same idea.
Same book, different cliche. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny enough. Speaking of books, this was based on a book.
Yes,
called The Water Horse.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, so it's cute. Like there's a moment where like he's out in the water with the like adult version of the Water Horse. Who it has a name. I don't remember what it was. Anyways, not the point. And you get some scenes where like he's riding it under the water, and it's really pretty and it's really cute. This takes place. It's supposed to take place during 1942 during World War II. So a big thing in this is that his mother is the caretaker for this big mansion that they live in. So him and his sister also live there with her. His dad went off to war. His dad was the groundskeeper for the estate, or yeah, I think it was groundskeeper. And his dad goes off to war, and so he thinks his dad is still coming home.
Oh no! Oh, that's upsetting.
But you find out at a certain point when his mom hires a new caretaker, who then goes to move into the shop that his dad used to work out of, and the kid is obviously upset, but he's also discovered the magical water horse that he's been raising in there, and he doesn't want him to find him. Whatever.
See, the thing is, Jordan. The thing is, you were like, the notion that that the Loch Ness monster could be a kelpie is inherently ridiculous. I'd like to tell you a story, of how a lot of early Loch Ness monster sightings were not necessarily like a dinosaur creature. One of my favorite stories I ever heard was a guy who discovered a creature that was about nay big, kind of hairy, had flippers, very dog-like.
Like a manatee?
I mean, it just kind of sounded like he described a seal. It just kind of sounded like he had a seal. Or sea lion. Sea lion.
What did I say?
It kind of sounded like you meant a sea lion.
Manatee? I meant sea lion.
That sounds like you meant a sea
lion. It's for me when it comes to Loch Ness Monster, that makes a lot of sense too. But in terms of like outlandish theories that have always just made the most sense to me, the idea that it was a plesiosaurus, whatever, has always kind of just made a lot of sense for me.
I mean, not it existing in this. I mean, maybe at one point, maybe, but
no. I mean, like the original thing that got saw.
I don't want this to turn into a lost night. I've seen I watched a lot of videos about why from a climate perspective, that sort of animal wouldn't be able to. But again, it's ancient ass times. Who knows?
Anyways, not the point.
Not the point.
Or was I? So what was I saying?
I don't remember.
In terms of this one though, it's cute and it's fun, and I don't know if whimsical is the right word.
Really? Because it sure looked whimsical.
Yeah, it's one of those like it. I guess the way that I would put this, Justin, is, do you like Free Willy?
I do like Free Willy.
Because this is, or even Andre. Do you like Andre?
I don't
Or-
remember it well
or-
enough to have an
Or
opinion on
pretty
it.
much any movie where the kid finds an animal, has to look after the
Yeah.
animal,
Does it
and at the end
necessarily
of
have
it,
to
the
be
animal.
magical? It could be a regular
Yeah.
animal? Yeah.
Like really,
This
joking
could
aside,
be a cat or a dog.
as I was watching it, it really Free Willy. It really made me think of Free Willy.
I could see
To,
the
up to
comparison.
up to and including the point where in Free Willy 2 or whatever he jumps over the seawall or whatever.
At the end of
There's a
Free Willy
point.
1, you mean?
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. They blend together
Where
at
he
a
goes
certain
like,
point.
yeah! And he
Yeah,
jumps-
yeah,
that's
that
that's
point.
pretty iconically the end of the first one.
Anyways, so there's a point in near the end of this one where the army people are mistaking the dinosaur for a German U-boat, and so they raise the underwater metal fence thing that's supposed to block a submarine from escaping, and it raises up, and the Pliostone does the backing up, and he goes and he does the jump over it, and he scrapes his belly, and it breaks the thing, and I'm like, he's doing the Free Willy jump.
I mean,
Like, this movie
I
is so Free Willy.
guarantee you that's intentional. There's no way
This
it's not.
movie is so Free Willy that he does the Free Willy jump.
He's doing the thing. He did the thing.
It's not exactly the same, but like it definitely feels like it's a callback. Point being that like if you like those kinds of movies, you'll probably like this. I had fun with it.
What's funny is it's one of those ones where that was when I worked at the movie theater. I almost watched it in theaters because it was one of those ones where it looked cute and fun and harmless.
I had a good time.
Cute and Speaking of cute and fun and harmless, trucking right along in the list of, well, this is one of the bad ones Jordan gave me. Okay, this is Mac and Me.
Technically,
get this out of the way.
Transmorphers was also supposed to be one of the bad ones I
know.
gave you.
That's what we're trying. Yeah, we're trucking along as one of the bad ones. They're not all bad, but this is definitely one of the bad ones. This is Mac and Me.
I mostly wanted to hear your perspective on this one because cut it in here. We've already heard mine.
Yes, we did. I rewatched it actually. It was mostly just you providing context to me, a lot of it, but So okay. So just to start this off, I watched about half of it, and I had to get up for some reason, and I came out. And I went, Jordan, I don't know what you're on about. This isn't that bad. Why does everyone say this is a famously bad movie? It's really not that bad. I'm kind of digging this. Like I'm into this. For the first 30 minutes of it, I'm like apart from the opening, which is bizarre and truly very strange.
I think I said it was a bad ET.
Yes, that's what it was. He's like, you like T. That's what you said. You said, do you like ET from Temu? This is how you get ET from Temu.
That sounds about right.
It is but it's also not. But it is. There was something else it was too. But anyway, the opening section, I was like, okay, it does kind of a rough hack job of introducing the family, but I like the family. I like the way they interacted with each other. It felt real. Like it felt like they were a real family. Like the performances were good. Where it was like the family communicates entirely in sass, where they're just doing sass, and it was really funny because I had seen the clip of him falling off of the cliff so many times. Whenever Paul Rudd does it on Conan. But when he got out of the car and he was in a wheelchair, I was like, oh, he's in a wheelchair. That caught me off guard. That was very strange. And I will always the number one thing I've kind of discovered, especially with Star Trek, is I will always praise admirable cinematography. There's a couple. There's one shot in particular where it's the family. And they're walking away from the sun, and the sun is lighting them from the back. And the way they're walking, just in the desert, I'm like, this is actually kind of cool cinematography.
My thing though is when the human family first gets out of the vehicle and they're on the top of this gigantic hill and you see the kid in the wheelchair, I'm like, man, that mom hates that kid.
Well, no, see, that's what's funny is you said that. You did say that. But there is a line of dialogue where he does express. It's weird that it's on the top of a hill leading down to a massive, uncovered and unfenced cliff.
I mean, even on the drive-up side, where that's also a gigantic hill that he has to roll up.
Well, to be fair, he did say they do say that he likes hills. He likes going down hills. So like that was part of it. The part of it was that he does like hills.
I'm more thinking on the other side of things where he has to roll up the hill.
I'm not. In real life, yeah, dick move, but I think within the context of the movie, I think they were like, yeah, I think they made it seem like he wanted it. But it's really funny. There's a moment where the Mac is just gaslighting them. Like it seems like he's just exploring, but he's doing the shit intentionally. Where like my favorite bit is where initially the kid doesn't believe the brother, but I'm like, but your son. There's a bit where he takes the glasses off, he puts them on again, he disappears, he puts them on, he reappears, takes them off again, he disappears. I'm like, he's doing this on purpose. Why?
He knows what he's doing.
This is a dick move. But so anyway, so I came out here and I was like, yeah, Jordan, this isn't that bad. And what Jordan didn't say was, but Justin, you have to watch the rest of the movie. The second half of the movie has to happen. And then I went back to my room to finish watching it, and it just becomes a commercial for McDonald's. That's the part you undersold, Jordan. You undersold.
I believe when I watched it the first time, I did take a video of that scene and be like, "What is happening?"
I don't specifically remember you doing that, but like I could believe that you did because like you said in your bit, you're like, yeah, a part of it, Ronald McDonald shows up as a character, and
he's just dancing in the background.
Part of it, you said he was doing something, but he was filling balloons, but yeah. You're like the part of this just takes place at a McDonald's, and I'm like, no, it legit just becomes a commercial for McDonald's, like just full on with like a flash mob and people are just there's a big massive musical number with choreography, and I was like, you think they like got together
they got paid extra to do the choreography?
Because the movie tries to frame it by being like they're at a dance competition. But they're all so specifically and intricately choreographed together. I'm like, that's not. They're dancing together. That's not a competition. I fear you people who made Mac and Me don't know what a competition is, because that wasn't a competition. That was a highly executed and choreographed dance number. Also, I can confirm, it's not what working at McDonald's is like. It's not.
I mean, that's not what working at different McDonald's is like.
No, Jordan, it's a fake McDonald's. It's not a real McDonald's. I googled it, Jordan. It's apparently it's a McDonald's that they shoot all the McDonald's commercials at.
So it was literally a McDonald's commercial.
And then the weirdest part of this is like it's like Temu ET, and I'm like, yes, it's Temu ET until you introduce the family. Mac and Me's family, who it just keeps. First of all, the movie opens with them in like a 2 to 3 minute non-dialogue scene where none of them talk; they just whistle. And so in order to communicate that, Mac's mouth looks like I described it as a puckered butthole. He just looks like that. And there's an exceptionally long opening sequence of the family digging for something. And I guess it's a liquid that tastes like Coca-Cola, which is why he likes Coca-Cola. But it keeps
product placement. Hashtag product placement.
It keeps cutting back to this family in increasingly depressing situations. Of they're just lying on the ground, rolling around in these ridiculous costumes, dying. It's super weird and unusually depressing. But there ends up being this whole back half misunderstanding thing between them and the government, and then the movie just ends with the scene from Short Circuit 2.
Yeah,
it's the same ending where they all get citizenship, and
they're all now just citizens and they can drive around.
They just drive a car, and there's no explanation given for it.
I told you it was a weird ending.
It's so weird. It is. It's very weird. And what's weird is it sets up for a sequel because they thought they were gonna get a sequel.
They were bold.
And and I couldn't confirm. I couldn't find any confirmation as to if this actually happened. But allegedly, this movie began. And okay, from what I read, McDonald's denies the fact that they paid for this. Apparently, there was accusations that McDonald's funded this movie, and McDonald's denies it for some reason. But apparently, this began as the idea, and the idea was that they were going to make this movie, and they were going to put all of the proceeds towards Ronald McDonald House. And as someone who was personally affected by that charity, in a way, if the profits of the very little profits of this movie went to Ronald McDonald House, I'd be okay with this terrible movie. I honestly don't think it's as bad as everyone makes it out to be, for the most part. The fact that it becomes a McDonald's commercial is very, very strange. It's very strange. It's not the worst thing I watched this week. That's Mac and me.
Okay, so my second rapid fire was, and this wasn't specifically intentional, but was a Norwegian epic monster film called
Yeah.
Troll.
I've heard this movie's good.
It is good. I had a good time with it. There's apparently a sequel.
Yes, there is. I believe
But
it's directed by Garrett Edwards, the guy who did Rogue One, and
it's directed by Roar Uthaug.
oh, then I'm thinking of a different movie then.
Roaruthaug. Uthaug.
I'm thinking of a different movie.
It's written by Espen Auken. Anyways, yeah, no, this is a very Norwegian movie.
How's a movie a very Norwegian movie?
Takes place in Norway. It's the language that they speak is Norwegian. It's dubbed in English, but the movie, as far as I can tell, it actually takes place in Norway.
Yeah, that I knew. Yeah, it's based on a lot of Norwegian mythology. It's where it's the
and it's and it's weird because it's the Norwegian government. So like, it's very much a plot point where they're like, okay, so we have missiles we can use on it that technically we're not supposed to have. We've purchased them in a less than legal manner, but you, the Norway government, who, if I know Norway as I do, I'm pretty sure are famously known for being peaceful.
honestly don't know. I don't know a ton about Norway.
They, I just know that it's a thing where they're like, Governor, we have these missiles, and it's a thing in the movie. Them having them is not a normal
Is
thing.
it in English?
It's in English, but it's dubbed.
So
there's
tells me there must be
types.
a Norwegian version then.
Absolutely, that's where I say it was made in Norway. It's a Norwegian movie.
You watched the dub.
I watched it on Netflix and it was in dubbed, and I didn't
Ah.
realize that it was a Norwegian movie until halfway through when I looked up, and what they were saying didn't lapse the movement. It didn't match the movement that their lips were
You're
making.
like, am I high?
But it's not. It's also not the first time that's happened where I've picked like that. That there was the one that you watched, the Wolf one, where that was in French, but they had English dub.
Yeah, there was one of mine. Yeah, I've done that before.
A similar
So
scenario.
a lot of times I'll get about 5 or 6, or I'll watch it for a few minutes, and I'll be like, is it worth the effort of attempting to find the actual natural language version of this? I've done that a few times, and then I usually just end up watching the dub anyway.
But so yeah, the idea in this is basically, there's constructions or whatever that have been, or mining, I think it is, who have been digging into this mountain. They wake up a troll, and then it becomes Godzilla.
Neat.
Basically, where the Godzilla is, the Godzilla monster, the troll monster, is trying to return to its homeland, its natural homeland, which is in the middle of a city.
That's really neat.
And then the human characters are trying to stop it and or kill it and or persuade it to not keep going. And yeah, no, it was fun. It was a good time. I had a good time with it.
Oh,
I highly recommend it, and I'll probably watch the second one for something else. I didn't know any of the people.
The movie I'm thinking of, the one where I was like, oh, he did a movie that got him Godzilla. It's called Monsters. That's what I was thinking of. Monsters.
Okay. I'm just looking to see if any of the voices were anybody that I know.
monsters.
It
Friends
doesn't
with
look
the
like it.
monsters.
Yeah, no. I had a good time. If we ever do monster movies or something, you should watch the first one.
It's one of those ones that has been recommended to me for a long time, and I have always said I was going to watch it, and I will have to contrive a reason to.
But that's it. That's Trolls.
Okay.
Troll? Troll. I think it's just Troll.
So Jordan, it's funny because Jordan ducked and weaved a little bit with this
Oh,
list.
also, Josh, okay, do you want to take a guess at what my theme is?
Jordan, no, I don't. I don't
No.
want to.
Okay.
Yet.
All right.
I'm not ready to. Yet.
What's your next one?
So Jordan really ducked and weaved with the ones this week. You know, he was like, you know what? I'm not a cruel man, unlike you. I'm gonna give you some good fun shit.
I have to show my kindness.
He must show his benevolence.
Yeah,
And,
that's the word.
So this is the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah, because you had said you wanted to watch this one, and I
Nicolas Cage. I've actually seen this. I watched this. I watched this for fun. Actually, this was one I watched. I don't even know why I watched it. I think I watched it for fun based on the concept of the fact that it was Nicolas Cage playing himself. Because I remember when it was when I was doing the show. Because I remember when I was watching it, I was like, I want to do a Nicolas Cage episode. So yeah, I have seen this. The big thing about movies like this is when you have a famous actor playing themselves. Number one, it's very apparent, and I know this to be true because anecdotally, Nicolas Cage turned this down like 3-4 times. He refused to do it. Because I seem to recall seeing a clip of, I don't remember the exact reason why, but I think it was something to do with not wanting to be a narcissist. But I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to say that for sure. But I think that's what it was. But he turned this down like 4 times. He didn't want to do it. And so, as a consequence of that, the script is written in such a way that the celebrity could be anybody. It's not specifically written to be Nick Cage. So it makes parts of the movie kind of distracting, where it's just like, yeah, this could be a fictional celebrity in a fictional world, and it kind of has that problem of like, okay, wait, so Nicolas Cage exists, and his filmography exists up to and including at the very least Cruise 2, because one of the people mentions The Cruise 2 as one of his movies. And so, like, you've got Neil Patrick Harris is in this as his agent. You've got Pedro Pascal as his love interest. That's a joke. As his friend, as the main guy. And you've got Ike Barinholtz as one of the CIA agents. So you're telling me that all 3 of these people, like this guy, that there's a Hollywood agent in Hollywood that just happens to look identical to Neil Patrick Harris? That pulls me out of movies like this. We're like, wait, so is there a guy out there who looks? Does this guy just look like Pedro Pascal, or is it like, am I just seeing him as Pedro Pascal? Like, it pulls me out of it. Especially when you're like, okay, if you're to be like, oh, he's Nicolas Cage, but he makes fictional movies, and the movies you're saying are fictional, but like there's multiple references to like Con Air. The version of him that he talks to, Little Nicky, is specifically based on a talk show appearance that he did. And so, yeah, that kind of stuff. That's not to say, that all having been said, that this movie isn't very, very funny. Like, it's a very, very funny movie, and Nicolas Cage is really great in it. Pedro Pascal is hilarious. He's so funny. He's so good in this. Him and Nick Cage have this really great chemistry. The action's good. It's a fun movie. It's very, very fun. I cannot think of anything to say about it beyond that. That was it.
Insert whatever I said here.
I can't remember what you said. I don't even remember what you watched it for.
I just know that I did.
It's part of the problem is we haven't been writing down the movies we watched the entire time. So there's a lot of times where I can never figure out. I'm like, I know I talked about it for the show, but I don't remember which episode it was. That's it. That's the unbearable weight of massive talent. Ding.
Right. I understand. So, following on that trend of movies which take you to a far off place which is not in America, for a young child to become friends with what some would perceive as a mythological creature, um, we have Chupa,
Chupa.
where the
Louie! I'm done. That was it. Chupa.
I'm judging you.
You should.
This movie basically tells the story of a boy who visits his grandfather and cousins in Mexico, where he comes across a baby chupacabra that's being hunted by a government scientist, and he has to stop that scientist.
Does
And
the
and then there's a bunch of
chupacabra-
adult ones as well.
Does the chupacabra eat a goat?
I want to say yes.
Because I mean that's like their whole thing, right? They eat goats. I'm pretty sure.
I wanna say that we see like an adult one do it, and like it's off screen, but like I don't know. I
Like
don't know.
90% sure
This
chupacabras eat goats.
I mean the bloodsuckers or something. I think is the implication in this movie. I don't know. I don't. It was this movie kind of just blended into all the other ones that I watched.
I understand.
Huh. I wonder if it's any relation to Daniel. Um, Radcliffe. There's a person who this was produced by who is called Mark Radcliffe, and it looks like the name is spelled the same way, and I just don't know. Um, but no, this was kind of cool because yeah, this. I mean, after having watched the Water Horse, this really did just feel like um a version of that movie, but with a different culture. Instead of it being
Yeah, fair
Celtic
enough.
and European, now it's Spanish and Mexican.
Yeah.
And the creature in both movies is ultimately friendly and kind of cute. One's a water horse, one's a whatever the hell a chupacabra is, which was I think it was,
It's a chupacabra.
yeah, I mean, it was similar to a particular, anyway. What else can be said about this? The good guys win, the bad guys lose. It's pretty much exactly what you expect it is. But I will say this one, um, unlike the last movie, this one wasn't a dubbed one as far as I could tell. It seemed like they spoke English. Maybe there might also be a second. Looking at this, it says there's a Spanish, like it's, but I don't know if it's like they dubbed over or if they did like a separate version where they spoke Spanish
I thought there was a
for the
from
for
what
the
I
entire
saw,
thing.
there was an extended sequence where they were talking about one particular band for a very long time. The kids
Yeah.
in the car. They were like, this band. I don't remember the name of it. It was some Mexican band.
All I know is that it was a fun movie, smaller cast, and I had a good time with it. I don't know about you, but I had a good time with it.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's Chupa.
You want to talk about having a
Uh,
bad time, Jordan?
no,
Good segue.
only if it's you.
Jordan, this is a movie. This next movie is a movie about having a very bad time.
He's having a bad trip.
I think. This movie's called Evil Bong,
He's having a bad trip.
and dude, I got very little on this. I don't even know what it is. It's a horror
I
movie,
figured it
I
was gonna be
guess.
I figured it was gonna be like a stoner comedy horror movie.
Yeah,
That was
that's
my theory.
pretty much it. It's about a guy who buys a bong
And it tries to murder him.
and every time you smoke from it, it pulls you inside of it, and it traps you in Bong World, which is just
Bong world.
And while you're in Bong World, it tries to seduce you with its naked ladies, and then the naked ladies
That doesn't sound so bad.
and then the naked ladies kill you,
Oh, that sounds really bad.
trapping your soul in the evil Bong for all eternity.
Oh, see, that doesn't sound like a good trip.
Because there's a moment where they find him in the real world and he's dead, but then when he goes back into the evil Bong world, he's alive. And there's a main guy. He moves in with there are a bunch of stoners, And he's like, "Don't smoke from the evil bong." And they're like, "We can't help it. We need to smoke from the evil bong." And then
Does he get 3 wishes?
And then the Tommy Chung shows up, and it turns out that he's the original owner of the evil bong.
So he doesn't get 3 wishes.
But his wife wanted him to give it away, which is why he gave it away. And they defeat the evil bong, but Tommy Chung becomes king of Bong World.
And
like,
then he gets his 3 wishes.
No, there's no 3 wishes.
Ah.
It's just it wasn't a very good movie, Jordan. It's just
I don't know. It sounds pretty funny to me.
But also, they made a bunch of them, like multiple sequels, like more than one sequel.
So it's the Sharknado of bongs.
Sure seems that way. Yeah. There at one point I saw there was like Bong 7D. I need to know what Bong 7D is, Jordan.
7D. 7D's nuts.
Oh, that's the kind of lowbrow humor you get from Evil Bong, Jordan. It wasn't very good, but it also wasn't bad enough to be like perplexing or enraging or offensive enough to.
It's pretty much what most of my week.
It just.
Where like most of what I watched was just like, yeah, it was fine. None of them were that bad.
The worst movie. Oh no.
I definitely don't feel like we're gonna have a 7-hour podcast this week.
I don't want to give that impression, Jordan. At least one of these is that bad. And spoiler alert, it's the one. It's the one that the words came in and went, "Little man." Yeah, that's the one. It's bad.
Yes,
honestly, we're gonna end on a high. We're gonna end on a surprising note that may surprise you.
Yes. Okay. So then I suppose we should move on to the last unicorn.
Man, that man really want. Oh, I can't say that. This is a family-friendly movie. He wants to have
that man transformed a person into a human so that he could have carnal relations with her.
That man definitely wants to have. No. See, the thing is, he wanted to have carnal relations with the horse when it was a horse, but he knew
it was a unicorn.
Okay, I'm sorry. A horse.
She gets very upset when you refer to her as a horse.
I'm sorry. The horse with a horn. Jordan, he very much wanted to have carnal relations with the unicorn when she was a unicorn, but had to turn the unicorn into a person in order for it to be socially accepted.
I mean, yeah, at least he waited until she was human.
He was attracted to the horse, is what I'm saying, Jordan.
I have no comment. This is the last unicorn. This was animated by the. This was animated by the people that made the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. By the way, I looked it up.
It's a Ralph Bakshi movie, right? It's one of his few.
It's directed and produced by Arthur Rankin Jr.
Oh
and Jules Bass.
Rankin Bass. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Rankin Bass.
It was produced by Rankin Bass Productions for ITC Entertainment.
It didn't
and was animated by Topcraft. Topcraft is who did the Lord of the Rings.
Isn't the person who directed it though? Isn't it Ralph Bakshi? Pretty sure.
It says it's directed by Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I might be conflating my animation teams then. My animation people. Never mind. This is a Rankin Bass thing. That makes sense.
But yeah.
It's one of those ones they keep threatening to remake like every 5 years. There's another threat of they're looking at remaking The Last Unicorn, and I'm like, this is a very firmly 1980s thing. I don't see a world where you can ever remake this.
My thing with this movie is it was very esoteric.
Yeah.
I think is the word I would use.
It's the same. Honestly, this is really the.
And I don't know if that's the correct word.
He-Man, but no, yeah, it's more it's more about its imagery than it is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very simple. I don't even think it's that long, right? It's only like an hour and a half, not even an hour and a half, barely.
93 minutes.
Yeah. I have friends who really like this movie. They insisted I watch it, and they're like, "This was so scary when we were kids," and I just remember just not really doing.
I could see how it would be intimidating for kids, mostly because the animation would horrify me as a kid.
Yeah. It's definitely one of those like. It's more concerned with being a movie than it is being a movie for kids. Even though I'm pretty sure this is based on a kid's book. Pretty sure.
I assume it's a kid's book. I just know that it's based on a 1968 novel of the same same title.
Yeah, so maybe not kids book, but book definitely. I know it was based on a book.
Um, yeah, I mean it's a 1980s kids movie, if you want to call it that. And everything that implies. So it's traumatizing in
It's
a lot of
upsetting,
ways.
yeah.
It really, and if we're going that route of comparing it to things like that, in a lot of ways it reminds me of Land Before Time, or like,
Okay, yeah, that paints a picture.
um, yeah, Land Before Time is really the strongest one that comes to mind, where like it's pretty, the animation is pretty, especially for the time, knowing it's hand drawn.
Yeah.
Um, and like, but like in terms of sheer story, I don't think a lot happens.
No, it doesn't. It's very famously
Personally,
not a ton. But
it's not
yeah,
a complicated movie, by any means.
it's one of those ones
But
where if you remade it today, it'd have to have jokes, and it would make it not work.
if you remade it today, they do it in live action, and they would cut out half of what this made this movie what it is, which is its beautiful animation.
Yeah, or they do it. They do a cheaply animated movie version of it.
Yeah, no, in today's modern day, everything that's being remade from original animation is being remade in live action. It would just be live action.
That is
Live
true.
action is cheaper than animation.
I mean, especially when she turns into a girl.
I mean, yeah, which is like half the movie. That's why I say live action would be cheaper for them.
Just do a CGI unicorn.
But yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't. No, maybe I did know that. Maybe I did realize that. This movie has a lot of people that people would know. Jeff Bridges was in this movie.
Jeff Bridges. Yeah, he's
Angela Lansbury was in this movie, and
Jeff Bridges is
the one
wizard.
that I did recognize, Christopher Lee.
Yeah, Jeff Bridges is the wizard. He's the main guy. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 75% sure. Troy, is that it for the last unicorn? Do you have anything more about the last?
No, Jeff Bridges is not the stupid bumbling wizard. That would be Alan Arkin. The person who Jeff Bridges is the prince.
Oh, Troy, is that it?
That is it. Oh, the king. Yeah, the king is Christopher Lee. That makes sense. Yeah.
The King and I.
But yeah, that's the last unicorn. It was fine.
Okay. So.
I don't even know what I would say is the worst one that I watched this to. No, I mean, I know technically which one is, but I still like it.
It is definitely this one, Jordan. This is a movie called Little Man. It starring, written, and directed by multiple Wayans brothers. It made me go, Jordan, I don't think the Wayans brothers were ever funny. Like just before I jump into Little Man, you know what? Run the trailer for Little Man. Play it. Just play it. It's bad. It's bad, you guys. No, it's funny because just before we get into Little Man, we've already kind of said this about Scary Movie, but I've seen a lot of people who are acting surprised that the Scary Movie is just, hey, reference, hey, thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's always what those movies were. Like, those movies didn't change, we did.
We grew up.
Yeah, we all grew up and got over them. Like, yeah, they didn't change, we did. And so when I was watching this, I was like, yeah, maybe they were never funny. What's wild is like the crazy. Okay. When I was reading about this, it said it was
maybe they didn't change. Maybe we did.
Maybe we changed. Because this is horrid, Jordan. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's like it's not even a movie. It's you remember the movie Funny People?
Yeah.
The one with Adam Sandler, and there's that gag in it where he's a baby. Where
Yeah.
Turned into it's that. It's one of those. It's like it's a fake trailer or an SNL skit in a better movie or in a better show. Like that's what this is. It's one joke, and it's not even a funny one.
I remember there being a scene, Maybe I am. Maybe I'm thinking of a Saturday Night Live skit. But I just remember there being a scene where he's in the baby holder, the bassinet or whatever, and like he starts peeing, and you see the shot of the guy who's pretending to change him as he gets the slowly angry face because he knows that the guy's an adult and is intentionally doing it. And that's what I remember.
No, because the people he winds up with don't know that he's an adult until the end. They find out he's an adult at the end.
I might be thinking of a Saturday Night Live.
You might be
skit
thinking
then.
of a Saturday Night Live skit.
Or all that, or one of the stupid kid ones versions of it that we saw.
But when I was reading about this, it said it was based on something. Like it was, and I was like, oh, it's based on a movie. Oh, that's weird. And you click on it, and it says it's loosely. What was it? Was a Looney Tunes cartoon. It's loosely based on a Looney Tunes cartoon, where there's a mob boss who looks like a baby, and I'm like, the connection feels tenuous at best. Okay, for those of you who have never seen Little Man, it is about a bank robber who, fresh out of prison, who is a bank robber who is a little person. I don't know what the politically correct terms are, so I'm going to refer to him as a little person for the rest of this. If that is not the politically correct term, correct me, please. He gets out of prison, and his partner is Tracy Morgan as a stereotyped gangster black guy, and they set out for some reason, even though he's just gotten out of prison, to steal a diamond. And they steal this big diamond, and it winds up in the purse of this couple. Who the woman is a badass boss woman who has a job and a career and works in an office and is not ready to have kids, wants to focus on her career, and the husband wants to have kids. The diamond winds up in her purse, and he pretends to be a baby that has been left on their doorstep, like abandoned, in order to get this diamond. And then the rest of the movie is him attempting to convince them that he's a baby. But there's so many, like... Okay, first of all, I Googled this. I'm like, is this offensive to little people? And Google was like, yes, absolutely. It's like the implication that you would confuse a fully grown adult, even if they were a little person, for a baby is condescending and insulting and demeaning.
Yeah, of course it is.
But there's... I also, another thing I realized when watching the movies, I think the Wayans brothers are conservative, like right-wing conservatives, because like this movie is unusually conservative. There's literally a line where one of the characters is, has had a kid, and she has left her job to have kids, and there's a conversation where she's literally like, oh, I had kids, and I never want to go back to work ever. I just want to stay home and take care of my kids, and I never want to go back to work. And, this job is the only job I can do where I can kiss my kids, I can kiss my boss, and not have to worry about sexual harassment. And it basically implies that women are only good for having kids.
That sounds very very conservative.
Right? It's really weird and sexist. And then there's a bit where they think he's a baby, and one of the wife's friends is this really like chesty blonde who's really super hot, and he wants to breastfeed from her. So he goes to try to breastfeed from her, and they make it all weird and sexual. And then they hand her off to the woman I told you about earlier, and she attempts to like nurse him, and he's like, no. And then there's a bit somewhere in the middle where like they go to change him, and this is not the scene you're talking about, but they go to change him, and they all talk about how he has a massive hog. It's super weird. And he's like, oh, my boy, and you're like, that's weird. You would pretty immediately recognize that is an adult penis. Like, unless you're stupid.
One would hope.
And then there's a bit later on where I don't know how else to describe it other than an assault occurs, where like he puts him to bed or whatever, and then him and the wife have sex or whatever, and he's like, we shouldn't do this. The kid could watch, and he's just sitting there giving him this weird, creepy sex eyes. And then they do it in front of him. And then it cuts to the next morning, and she's like, I can't believe you did it twice. And he's like, twice? and she lifts up the covers, and the guy, the baby, is just sitting there looking satisfied, and I'm like, ooh, that's really gross. That's really gross.
She thinks that's her son,
right?
or like adopted or what have you.
Well,
But
the
still,
gag being that she doesn't know that they had the intercourse. But I'm like, that's weird.
Okay, still
That's weird. And then so the movie ends, and they find out that he's not a baby. Well, no, he finds out. The guy finds out that he's not a baby, but the wife never does. But the movie ends with like the implication that they're still friends, that they're friends and they hang out somehow. I don't know, it's weird. It was weird and offensive and awful. And it's like not even like there's elements of it that was like, oh, I don't actually like 100% hate all of this. Like the idea of having it, not necessarily that he's a little person pretending to be a baby. That part of it's offensive. But if you were like an actual kid, and it was like the kid has to move in and try to decide morally whether or not he wants to rip these people off or whatever, and the same that premise I don't necessarily 100% hate. Like that kind of works for me, but CGIing Marlon, that's the worst part of it. Is it's not even like because there's a body and then they've CGI'd Marlon Wayans' face on top of it, and it's like you didn't even get like an actual black like little person who's a kid who could, or like who's an adult who could play this character. Like you CGI'd Marlon Wayans' face over it. It's awful. Like they should have brought in an actual little person to play this character. And then Marlon Wayans, he could have been the Tracy Morgan character. Like and then he still at the very least gets to be involved. Terrible movie. I was offended. I was like, this is offensive. This is offensive, and it's not even like we keep talking about this, but like it's the absolute truth. Like, if you're gonna be offensive, at least be funny. And it's not. It's just not funny. It's just not funny. And to be fair, I think this has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's one of the most critically panned movies of all time. Words came in and went, "Is that Little Man? Hell nah." And they're right. Hell nah. Hell nah.
So you feel like you've been sufficiently punished?
Yeah, that was the worst it got, Jordan. No, yeah, that was probably the worst it got. The Ridiculous Six is bad, but it's Adam
Not
Sandler.
offensive.
Man. No, it's offensive. It's offensive. It's offensively bad.
But like a different kind of offensive.
Yeah. It's a hey, this at least came out in a period of time, like cause this came out in the early to mid 2000s. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So that was just that era of you made shit fucking awful movies like this. Like this is just the era of this kind of movie. The Ridiculous Six doesn't get passed because it came out in 2015, 2017, and it's too recently to think you can get away with doing the stuff it thinks it can get away with. Here's the hint, Jordan. No.
It Tarantino's it up.
We'll wait. I will say, Adam Sandler and Johnny Depp have something in common, and you'll be surprised by what it is. Those who know. That's it. That's Little Man. God awful, Jordan. Just bad. Just not very good.
Okay, my next
It's
my
bad and it should feel bad.
my last rapid fire will be very rapid. I watched it was a straight to DVD 2008 Tinkerbell movie. And
Are we about to say the phrase "for what it is"?
I mean, yeah, you know, for what it is, it's fine. I can see why kids would absolutely be into it. It was, you know, it gives you the backstory of Tinkerbell, who up to this point had only been in Peter Pan and Return to Neverland, as far as I know.
Honestly, don't know.
And This gives her backstory. It gives her way more personality than she ever had in either of those
Isn't she
two
just
movies.
basically Ariel?
Yeah, kind of,
King
more or less.
Fairy, Sister Fairies, there's like a bunch of them. They all have
Not
varied personality.
sisters so much as like they're all individuals, but like the way that they're created, they're not born, they're
She's the
like created.
outcast. You know,
She's the if anything I would say it's um I would say she's Ariel by way of Belle.
no, okay, yeah, fair enough. I know
You
that
know,
these movies make.
because she's a tinkerer.
I know
So she
that.
likes building. She's like building things like her dad does, like
Tinkerbell.
Belle's
Makes
dad
sense,
does.
man.
Tinker. She's
That
a
makes sense.
tinker.
I do know that, to my recollection, these movies never make any attempt to connect her to Peter Pan. Like, I don't think Peter Pan shows up in a single one of them.
Well, it does connect her to Wendy.
Really? No.
Yep. There. So in this movie, there's a Tinkerbell at a certain point fixes a music box or whatever. A music, not a box, but a music. You know where it has the figure and the figure spins and the
Yes.
whatever that's called.
A music box.
That's not but it's not a box.
Oh. Then I don't know.
Like a. Maybe it'll say here. It's not a box. Okay, movie's gonna call it a music box. I don't consider that a box because it's not like to me a music box is where you close the box, like you open the box and the figure comes out and plays the music, but you close the box and it doesn't. This was literally like it's a statue that you put the thing in and it spins, but it's not a box. I don't consider that a music. Anyways, divergent, um, tangent. So yeah, she finds the music. I'll call it a music box, and she fixes it at a certain point, and at the end of the movie, the fairy queen or whatever gives her because she rescues the day after she Bugs Life's it up, um, and so she's allowed to go to the mainland with the rest of the fairies because normally Tinkers aren't. And because she's under the mission to return the music box to the person it came from, and the person she returns it to, who doesn't like meet her, but she leaves it there for her to find, is Wendy Darling, and she's like little girl Wendy, even more little girl than she is in the movie.
Well, that's
But yeah,
pretty neat.
it's Wendy Darling. And this is implied to be, presumably anyway. This is a prequel to the Peter Pan stories because she doesn't know she's born here, so she doesn't know Peter Pan. So clearly, this has to have come before Peter Pan. But Wendy's a little girl, so who knows?
Who can say?
But there are sequels to this, as far as I can tell. The movie doesn't really. It kind of just stops. Um, and yeah, the movie ends with the narrator being like, when lost toys are found or a broken clock starts to work, it means that one special fairy might be near, and that's Tinkerbell because she works with the human stuff.
I understand. I see what you're
That's
getting
it. It's rapid. Oh yeah, also it's in 3D because this is 2008, so this was at that point in time where they were like afraid to do traditional animation and we're doing 3D.
at. We can do it cheap in 3D.
Yeah, that's my last
We
rapid
can
fire.
do it cheap.
Can you guess what my topic is yet, Justin?
No, I'm not ready. It's not time. It's not time to guess. You know what time? You know the time. It's good time to guess, Jordan. You know what I'm waiting for.
So what's your first half scene?
Well, you know what? I figure Jordan, because I messed up and one of my half scenes I actually hadn't seen. I'm just gonna switch. I'm gonna swap them around, and I'm gonna do my first technical half scene. It's not a half scene. It's the ridiculous 6. Because I don't have a ton to say about this. Because this movie was very bad, Jordan. It's a parody. I saw. I think it was a review that kind of said something similar where it's a parody. It's supposed to be satire and a parody, but it pushes it too far into the era of we're just calling it a parody so we can do offensive shit kind of area where it's like allegedly initially the reports were hundreds of Native Americans, but it was later revealed to only be like 4, but still 4 Native Americans left the set of this movie because they were so offended. But I guess Nick Nolte is a criminal, an old West criminal, and he finds Adam Sandler, who is Native American.
No, he's not.
I feel like you didn't react big enough.
I was busy shifting because I was getting more
Try this again.
comfortable.
Adam Sandler shows up, and Adam Sandler is Native American.
The fuck he is.
No, I'm sorry.
He's Jewish.
Sorry, he's not Native American. He in the context of the movie is a white man. They very specifically say he's a white man, but he was raised by, I can't remember the tribe, but he was raised by Native Americans. So that makes it okay for him to dress like one and wear brown face.
Okay. Him dressing as one is an argument that could be made in terms of the universe of this movie, not so much the actor who just clearly wanted to dress as
Oh, no,
one.
I'm not saying the character in universe wears brown face. I mean, Adam Sandler, the actor, has browned up his face to make himself look more native.
Right, and I'm saying that's not okay. But if they had gone where like he was just regular, him looking like himself, and he wore their clothes respectfully and not as a joke, because he was raised
So
within
let me respond to that by raising you. He also does a voice.
Again, no. If he was himself, normal, just being Adam Sandler, not doing a funny voice or wearing brown skin, and he was respectfully wearing their clothes because he had been grown and raised to be
I'm pretty
part
sure
of
at
one
one
of them.
point he wears a headdress, Jordan. And by just making it worse every single time.
Again, if he's raised to be one of them, the outfit itself isn't necessarily.
I respect you trying, Jordan. You're trying, and it's adorable. You have to
isn't
stop now.
necessarily.
Stop. Put it down, Jordan.
But
put it down.
it's
Put it
the
down.
it's the other.
Jordan, Rob
parts
Schneider
which...
is in this as a Mexican.
Okay, I give up.
Jordan,
I quit.
He's got a donkey named Burrow.
I give up.
Jordan, he's got a donkey named Burrow. Taylor Lautner is in this, Jordan, doing what I can only characterize as his best. Wait, are you still there, Jordan? Jordan, you have to come back now.
I've given up.
I don't want to repeat this. I don't want to say this more than once. Taylor Lautner is in this, doing what I can only characterize as his best Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
Continue.
Terry Crews. So the plot of this is Adam Sandler goes...
You said this wasn't the worst one?
No, because it reminded me a lot of You Don't Mess with the Zohan, where it's like,
I've never seen that.
Basically in that Adam Sandler is an Iranian soldier, where it's like, yeah, he's hyper competent, and that's the joke. And this is the same thing. He's doing like really bad CGI flips and shit. And the plot of it is that Nick Nolte is his dad, and they're trying to rescue him, so they have to get a bunch of money, and it goes through, and it turns out that Nick Nolte had a bunch of kids, and so they end up becoming a gang called the Ridiculous Six, and the gang is comprised of Taylor Lautner, Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider as the Mexican guy with the burro, Terry Crews is there as well as the brother, and like it's supposed to be a send up of bad stereotypes and racism in old Western movies. Like, yeah, in an old Western movie you'd have a guy playing a native who is white, who is just playing a native. But like, it's one of those scenarios where, well, you become the thing you're making fun of. It pushes it too far. I honestly, at a point, he stops. He just wears a regular cowboy hat and a vest, and he still talks like he's a Native American, like he's doing the fake Native American voice, and it's awful. But like, he at least doesn't. He's not wearing like a bandana or whatever. But Rob Schneider is dressed up as a Mexican the whole movie, and he's a major character, and and it's 2000, it's like 15, 16, 17, that era. It's too recent for you to think that it was A, okay to have Rob Schneider in your movie, and B, to have him be dressed up as a Mexican. It's too recent for that. You know that this is not a good look. It has 0% on Rotten Tomatoes, Jordan. So like it's bad in like a bad Adam Sandler movie is, but like yeah, I don't know. One could maybe argue they're comparably bad, but I've personally found Little Man to be more offensive and more of an affront. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's because I already don't like westerns that I was already primed to not like this.
I think they're different kinds of offensive.
Right. This was longer, which I guess makes it more offensive, more of an affront to me. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because it didn't contain Marlon Wayne's badly CGI'd head onto some poor little person actor, dwarf actor. Hopefully that's not an offensive term. This was not. It just didn't.
I'm pretty sure dwarf is an offensive term.
Is dwarf an offensive term?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
I think they prefer to be called humans, Justin.
They have a term that their community would identify themselves as. I follow enough of the little people to.
I think it's really a case by case basis where it depends on the person.
Yeah. Somebody tell me the correct terminology to use, please. That would be great. Thank you. Yeah, this was. This did not upset me quite the same way that Little Man did. That's all I'll say. But yeah, I guess because it's exactly the kind of. It perhaps was maybe more disappointing because it was a little bit more like I felt like a parent being like, Adam, you could do better than this. Is this really your best work, Mr. Sandler? Like you can. I've seen you. You did Uncut Gems. This was after he did Uncut Gems, which like he nearly got nominated for an Oscar for. I've seen you do that basketball movie on Netflix.
I've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I've seen Punch Drunk Love.
I've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, you were in that one episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but more applicably, I've seen Punch Drunk Love.
Adam Sandler?
That was
Adam Sandler. Oh, right. Sorry, no. I thought you said Andy. I thought you said Andy Sandberg.
And I mean, even That's My Boy is better than this. I mean, That's My Boy is not very good. Anyway, that is The Ridiculous Six. Bad movie. Not very.
Would you say it was quite ridiculous?
It was, but not in a fun way. I don't. Again, I just it's hard to like sift through like if it's just my general dislike of westerns that maybe push me a little bit more to dislike this more than I normally would. Cause I like that. I'm gonna have to do That's My Boy for something.
That's my boy. Oh no, my boy.
That felt like a reference to something.
Yeah, it's the TikTok.
Oh, I see. Sneakers O'Toole?
No, it's the same ones that did the hey you, get out of my sandwich.
I'm not taking my sneakers off.
No.
I'm not Sneakers O'Toole.
Anyways, if you're done, then we will move on to my first have seen, which was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the movie. Which I really like, and it's disappointing that it leads to two not very good sequels. Because this one had to be the first Harry Potter movie that wasn't Harry Potter, and it leads to like it has a very interesting opening for what could have been an interesting trilogy, but wasn't. It brings you to America and gives you Doctor Who, but in America.
Nobody I think that maybe I pointed this out because I'm maybe I did do this. Maybe I did do this because I do have a recollection of saying how it's always funny how every wizard society devolves to fascism.
I mean, not just Wizard Society.
But it's like in J.K. Rowling's mind, every single wizard society inevitably devolves to fascism. Like every single one. Like their wizard government is super fascist. just like super duper duper fascist.
I'm not going to say you're wrong. What I am going to say is that it just led me to questions about that this movie was good, and the fact that it led me to questions about the Harry Potter world, where I'm like, okay, so wait, there's only one school for all of North America. Why is that? Why wouldn't there be more? What is this Ilvermorny like or
And you're
whatever?
not allowed to say because J.K. Rowling is a bad writer.
No,
That's too easy of an answer.
Well, I mean, certain things don't need to be said. Certain things are just universal truths.
And just accurate. Certain things are just
Accurate, not accurate, universal truth. Um, no, yeah, I like this movie. I have a soft spot for this movie. I think that the guy who plays Newt Scamander is really good, but that could be because again, he just makes me think of Matt Smith and the Doctor.
My only real issue with these movies is
my issue with these movies is knowing that it leads to the second and third one, which are bad.
J.K. Rowling, no, this one suffers.
Oh,
from
and yes, obviously the big J.K. Rowling shaped problem that these movies have.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, she more directly. I think I don't know if she wrote this. No, I think she wrote the next one. But she definitely wrote some of these, and yeah, they're bad. This one still suffers from the.
Says she wrote this one.
Oh, okay, fair enough then.
She didn't direct it though.
Oh, one of she's like super involved in these, which is why they're the worst ones. But like the number one.
No, this
thing,
first one's good though.
Good. I would add the suffix for what it is to this one, where I'm like, it's good for what it is. Good.
Well, the reason why this one is superior, and I mean this is just demonstrably true, but the reason why this is superior to the second and third one is because this one is not tied to anything from the original.
No,
one.
But it does.
Yes, Gellert Grindelwald or whatever is name dropped, and you find out that he's the guy at the end of it when he transforms magically into fucking what's his name? Johnny Depp out of nowhere. But no, otherwise this movie is a self-contained story about about Doctor Who going to America and whimsically finding his magical creatures.
It's less bad.
The reason this new trilogy becomes bad is because it ties its horse to the fucking Dumbledore Grindelwald story.
It does. It's less bad than the next two. I will say that, but it still does. If this movie was entirely just it's Newt Scamander, and he has to go and do a zoological help a magical animal, and he meets Dan Fogler, and it's just those two guys, and that's all it is. It would be a much better movie. It does hitch its wagon to that. It still does hitch its wagon to that
Grindelwald shit.
And there's a lot of all this stuff involving what's his face from the Flash.
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, Ezra Miller, all that stuff, and you just made it a solely like the next ones are way worse for it, where it's like, yeah, it's two movies, it's all that shit, and then it's the majestic magical animal movie, and I do think you're right. It would be much better if it's just Doctor Who, but with wizards. I think that would have been a much better movie.
If we had gotten a second movie where it's like, okay, now he's going and exploring other places in the world. Like, yeah. I would love to see wizards, but like in Africa, wizards in Australia, wizards,
right.
like all these different places.
Is really good as that character.
He's great.
He's just such and like. He's not Harry Potter, and make that the point. Like that's the thing. These movies are so afraid to get away from being Harry Potter, and it's like,
and that's where like
a lot of universes are like that though, where it's like you're afraid to just exist in the universe you've created, without that association to the thing. Like you're afraid to do that.
So that's where I think this franchise is drags, and where its bad points are. Any problem that I have with this one, extends from it's an asset of that part of it.
The third one not being the worst one. I still remember the second one being the worst one by
I don't remember the third one well enough. I've only watched it like once.
Yeah, I remember the second one being.
But the worst. I like this one. That's my ultimate summation.
I don't dislike it. I cannot say as to what. Like I remember being.
It was stupid. It's stupid successful though. So
I remember coming out of it being like, okay. I mean, to be fair, this is when people still. It's hard with Harry Potter. It's hard because like my like of it is a little bit tainted by the fact that the creator. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I remember coming out of it being like, well, this thing had to be Harry Potter, and I remember thinking it was admirable. The number one thing I remember you saying is just the fact that he turns into Johnny Depp out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, it was stupid.
Random and adds nothing, and it's for no reason. It was. What's even weirder is he was already Colin Farrell. So why didn't he turn from an already distractingly famous person into another equally distractingly famous person?
I couldn't tell you, man.
I mean, at the very least, Colin Farrell has he's an Irish accent. So he's at least from that part of the world. Johnny Depp is American.
Yeah, that was the thing that didn't make sense. If anything, it should have been the opposite order, right. where and I think it would have worked better. Where he was, and don't give him an accent or whatever. Don't give Johnny Depp the accent. Make him be American. Right. He's in America, so having it be where he's disguising himself as a person who's not fully American, right. And that makes no sense. Why would you not have him be Johnny Depp and I mean, I know why, it's ego, but why would you not have it be where Johnny Depp is the disguise and he's speaking with the American accent, he's fully American, and he transforms into the other guy?
It just sort of feels
that would work. That would work way better.
It feels like they had no intention of committing to him as a character as well. Like I just don't think that they were.
I think in the original iteration of the script he didn't turn into. I don't think he was Gellert Grindelwald.
No,
I think that was a late stage decision when they shifted and they were like, oh shit, we want a trilogy. How do we do a trilogy with Newt Scamander?
I think even once he was added in, I think just because it just feels weird that they were like, we're gonna commit to him being Johnny Depp. That felt like But also, it kind of felt like maybe they were going to do a bit where he changed faces, and that was the whole bit. Because from what I understand, there is a reference to him changing appearances in the books. But
I don't remember.
But I could be wrong about that. It's been so long.
Apparently, it won 2 Academy Awards
For special effects, and probably for scriptwriting, right? If I had to guess.
Maybe it was just one. It won for best costume design.
Oh, okay. Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, no. This thing was stupid successful. Had a budget between 175 to 200 million, and its box office was 814 million.
And they had diminishing returns because the next one didn't do well, and the next one, I don't think it did super well, and then the third one definitely didn't do well because they canceled the franchise outright.
But I mean, yeah, this one, it was also a brilliant marketing decision because, like, now all of a sudden there's more wands you can sell. There's creatures you can sell. I guarantee you at the theme parks you were able to buy. I guarantee at the theme parks you were able to buy Niffler toys.
Oh, for sure. I hated this movie initially because I was like the concept
cash
of it is,
cow.
Oh yeah, it's the most specifically a cash cow. That's the thing. It's unabashed because, like, okay, original Harry Potter, I will maybe accept that there was an ounce of like creative integrity, but that was the one where I'm like, yeah, no, this is just so blatantly a cash grab. It's just there to sell more books and more movies and more toys and more wands and more whatever. Jordan,
yeah, but to be fair, that's most of Hollywood. That's it. That's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Fantastic Beasts, and where are they? They're in the case. They're very likely they're in the case.
And the ones that aren't in the case need to be captured and put back into the case.
Right, they're gonna be in that case. Jordan, my second half scene. It's really funny. I could have swapped The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent because I had seen that before. Anyway, this is a movie ripped right from the 1990s, Jordan. It is highfalutin action, big time action time. This is little soldiers, small soldiers, because Toy Soldiers is
Toy Soldiers.
It's not Toy Soldiers. That is a completely different movie. This is Small Soldiers. This is
a great movie.
Jay Moore. It's got David Cross in it. It's got the dad from Transformers in it. It's got Tommy Lee Jones as the voice of the leader guy.
Sergeant Chip Hazard.
Major Chip Hazard.
Whatever. Who cares about military precision?
And then you've got Frank Langella as the leader of the Gorgonites, which is surprising because it doesn't really sound like Frank Langella. It's actually kind of an impressive performance. And the world's most irresponsible and lazy corporation gives the world's most irresponsible and lazy toy designer, I guess is what he is, the keys to... My favorite bit is
military grade hardware.
Oh, it's really funny because the movie opens with this like commercial, or I don't know what to call it, of the company being like, "You asked us to take military grade hardware and combine it with children's toys," and I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure quite literally no one asked you to do that. That's very strange and specific." All right, okay, I guess. And so they have these designs of these characters, the Gorgonites and the Commandos, and they turn them into real toys. And they apparently don't remotely play test them at all, and just send them straight to shipping without testing them at all. And they send them out to one store, but this kid at a boring toy store
I think they were sending it out to like a whole bunch of stores, and
just one store. The order that the driver has is just for one store. It's for the Mega Mart or whatever. He's got 100 of them, and he's like, could you stand to lose a set? And that's how he winds up with all of them. But what's very peculiar is later on, spoiler alert for this ancient movie, when the Commandos are initially defeated and Major Chip Hazard goes to the store to get more. It's interesting that he gets a bunch of replicas of the other guys, but there isn't a replica of a Major Chip Hazard. He's the only Major Chip Hazard.
Huh. Okay.
Did you never notice that?
No. No, I didn't.
All the extra copies, you see like the big chunky guy who looks like Jack from Tekken, but you never see another Chip Major Hazard.
I guess maybe he didn't wake up another one.
I guess not. But like, yet.
Well, I mean, if you're a leader, you don't want to have anyone usurping your authority.
I suppose not. But it's just like, yeah, you guys never tested these once. Like, you didn't turn either of them on, because all of this happens from the onset of turning them on once. He turned them on once. And this happened all because of that. So you're telling me throughout the testing process of these chips, putting them in these toys, you never tested them? You never turned them on once?
I mean, no. I mean, he seems like the type where he ordered it, and then the whole process automatically goes. But apparently, their company doesn't have toy quality assurance because
you bring kids into playtest. That's what you do when you make toys.
I'm saying apparently their company does not have that
apparently
process.
They do not do that. They're just that negligent. I can't believe this is one of those ones. I think when you've talked about this before, I think I said the same thing, but I can't believe they've never remade this. Like this movie is so relevant. Like there's so much today with AI that you could do with AI. I certainly can't believe they didn't make a sequel to this, because from what I saw, it did okay. I mean, it didn't do super well, but it did okay. Apparently,
it's definitely got a cult classic vibe to it.
It's definitely one of those ones I remember, because one of the things I read about this was the movie does have this, an identity issue. They were told to make a crass, like harder edge movie, I should say, for teenagers. But then the mandate came in that we must sell toys, as what it does. And so it was heavily marketed as a movie for little kids. And I remember that. I remember they sent it out to Burger King to sell Burger King toys, and they couldn't do it because it was too scary. And I remember that. I remember my mom dropping me off at the Low-Heat movie theater, which doesn't exist anymore. And I remember this movie being terrifying. Like I remember the scene where they bring the Barbies back to life. It scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. Like I remember this movie like there's some like haunting imagery, and it kind of it made me go, honestly, this movie would kind of be better if it was R-rated and violent.
See, I remember watching it at my dad's place in Calgary.
I'm sure we watched it there as well. But I remember very specifically like my mother dropping me off and then picking me up afterwards, and it being scary. Like, it was a scary... The guy who looks like Jack from Tekken used to scare the crap out of me as a kid.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I really liked that movie, and
But yeah, I would totally.
I don't know. I don't know how you would do a remake.
I mean, I don't know. A big thing when I was watching, I was like, this would be a lot of fun if it were bloody. Like if the commandos were allowed to to bloody some people up.
Yeah, but I feel like that's kind of part of the charm
That
is
would
that
be-
it's not.
No, not fixing the one we currently have. I'm talking like remaking it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or I would take this concept.
To me, then it just falls into the line of like, oh, it's just a Chucky.
Yeah, but there's more of them, and they're a bit more tactical. Like I really enjoyed the tactics of them. I always like that's a big thing that makes them work. A big thing that makes them work in this is they're practical for a great deal of it. Like the toys are actually there and they're being puppeteered, and that makes them look. I was thinking about this. I was like, that's what makes them feel believable. The commandos for a great deal of it are CGI as well. More than the Gorgonites. It's weird. The Gorgonites are CGI less than the commandos are. The commandos are CGI like pretty much the whole time. But
Probably because they're doing more.
yeah, you're probably right. But like, there's a bit where they get to be practical, and it makes them feel more real, like a real toy that's come to life. And it makes the movie better. It makes the action better. Like, yeah, there's some bits in this which are like legit kind of like. I get like I see the conflict between it wanting to be like a P. This movie wants to be PG-13 in the States. It's always going to be PG here, but it wants to be a PG-13 movie, and it in order to sell toys, it's been cut down and edited down to be a PG movie or G movie, and it's to its own detriment. It would be better if it got to keep some of its edge. I think it probably would have been a bit of a better movie. Because like there's some scenes that still to this day are like, yeah, this is kind of freaky. This is kind of like there's some body horror happening here, and it's actually kind of effective. I think that's it. That's Toy Story. That's Small Soldiers. That's all I had.
Okay. So my second have seen was Kazam.
I am Kazam.
I am Kazam. I am the man, and he's played by Shaquille O'Neal. So we all know Kazam.
I am the man with the plan. I could stand. Duh.
Do you feel good about yourself? Okay. Shazam, played by Shaquille O'Neal. Annoying, irritating kid, unlikable kid, unloved by his parents kid, finds a magic boombox, proceeds to be like, oh wait, so like I own you, which is uncomfortable implications with Shaquille O'Neal. Pardon me.
No.
And then it's basically just, Aladdin, but instead of the kid having a diamond in the rough kind of personality, he is more just shit. He's just kind of shit.
You mean his dad?
No, I mean the kid.
Oh, you mean the kid's kind of shit?
Yeah, I mean the kid is kind of shit.
But to be fair, he's only kind of shit for like a little bit.
No. I'd say he's shit for all of it.
I don't know.
I don't think he learns his lesson.
I don't remember what my opinions on the kid were enough to defend my position on this. I just remember of that era of annoying fucking kid. He is he's one of the least bad. I don't know, maybe because I was so distracted by Shaquille O'Neal.
Now, there is one thing that I don't know if that we talked about in regards to Kazam, which is its legacy of it being one of the poster children for the Mandela effect, because a lot of people remember a movie that never existed called Shazam.
Shazam, yes.
Which was played by Sinbad.
Sinbad, which does not exist.
Does not exist and has never existed.
Never existed. Some people are convinced it exists. It's really fun.
One theory for the belief of Shazam is that Sinbad wore a genie costume while introducing the 1977 film Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger on TNT in 1994. Also, in the late 1960s, Hanna-Barbera had an animated series about a genie called Shazam. Apparently, the earliest reference to that Mandela effect dates to 2009, where an anonymous Yahoo Answer user made a post asking other users if they remembered it.
I mean, Jordan.
So that was when the timeline shifted, and it went from being Shazam to Kazam, Justin.
He's a genie that raps.
Yeah.
Because
not very well.
Because Shaquille O'Neal had an album, Jordan.
Did he?
Yeah, that's why he raps.
Oh.
He has a terrible album.
Oh, how unfortunate for him.
Right.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal's performance in the film was considered poor and has since been referenced in a number of movies, including Scary Movie.
Yeah, yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I don't care. I still like that movie. I don't care that it's bad.
O'Neal said, "I was a medium-level juvenile delinquent from Newark, who always dreamed about doing a movie. Someone said, 'Hey, here's $7 million. Come in and do this genie movie.' What am I gonna say? No? So I did it. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
That would be me.
I seem to recall being saying that this movie felt like it was originally a PG-13. Yeah, I think that's what it was. There's a bunch of shit involving the dad that feels like it was chopped up and chopped in from another fucking version of the screenplay.
Yeah, he's a criminal who's
I seem to recall it being like this movie feels like at one point the kid wasn't a kid, like the kid was an adult.
Or at least it feels like in the original incarnation. I don't know about adult, but it feels like in the original incarnation he was like 16 or 17, like older.
Like
Whereas like in the version we got, he's supposed to be like 12, and it's just like.
I just seem to remember being like all this stuff involving the dad and the pirating of the whatever. It feels like the dad was originally the one who was gonna have Kazam, and it was gonna be I think that's what it was. It felt like in an original version of the script, it was not a kid finds a genie movie. It was a bad dad movie. That's what it was. It felt like because there's a bunch of this stuff involving Kazam and the club and him rapping and all that shit and the boss and all that stuff is so disconnected from the kid that it feels like it was about him trying to reconnect with the kid, and so when we could turn this into a kid finds a genie movie and make more money. That's what it felt like.
Absolutely, I could see that.
Now you see it. When I said that, when I saw it, you did not see it. But if you had seen it, you would see what I mean. Where this feels like it was originally a bad dad movie. Like that's the best way I can articulate it.
I mean, to a degree. I think the dad would have been different. I think the dad would have been a little bit less of the total shit stain that he was in this, and more closer, like they would have softened him more closer to like what not exactly like this, but similar in nature to like what Jim Carrey was like in the beginning of Liar Liar,
probably,
where like he is still, or like any of those movies, like the Jingle All the Way, where it's like bad dad in the beginning but not a bad person.
Yes,
and it would have been similar and more attributable to Aladdin,
because like
where it's like he's a bad, he does bad things but he's not a bad person kind of thing. It would have
been a much more interesting movie, certainly, because it's like it's hard. It's when you're doing a genie thing. How'd you just not be Aladdin? And this is just Aladdin. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's just Aladdin.
Yeah, it follows all the same beats. But that's Kazam. I don't have much more to say about that.
Kazam.
No.
Was that it? Was that the end?
That's it.
Oh, okay. I understand. So my next thing. I watched this morning. This is Howl's Moving Castle, and Jordan wanted to know whether I thought it was better than Princess Mononoke, and I'm Jordan. I'm gonna break your heart a little bit. I just don't think it's better than Princess Mononoke.
Now I need to watch Princess Mononoke so that you can ask me the reverse question, and we can ultimately fight till our dying days.
But it's a Hayao Miyazaki movie, so it is still absolutely fucking stunningly gorgeous. There's animation in this that is beautiful. There's trippy shit. This is honestly, I know we kind of categorize these movies into kind of two categories of being, it has something to say or it's whimsical. Honestly, this kind of meshes it kind of both because it both has something to say and is whimsical. My thing is unlike the reason why I couldn't jive with this too much is unlike Princess Mononoke, which is him telling his own story. This is an adaptation. This is an adaptation of a book, and it's not even an adaptation of a Japanese book. It's an adaptation of an English book, and I respected the author's response to this, which was like, it's a good movie, and I respect it, and movies are different. And that's kind of what she said. As far as I can tell, it's completely different from the book. Like, almost just completely different. And so, it kind of felt kind of jumbled at points. Where I was having trouble. Like, I totally didn't get... I got to the end, I was like, wait, how did she break the curse? Did I miss how she broke the curse? Because it gets to the
Doesn't she like kiss the turnip on the cheek or something? If I remember correctly.
Well, kissing the turnip on the cheek. Oh yeah, you also, to my recollection, didn't mention the fact that the prince is named Prince Justin.
Huh. I must not have realized that.
That's because they don't actually. It's funny because the Wikipedia article says his name is Prince Justin, but in the movie they don't actually say it. But that's from the book. The book, the character's name is Prince Justin, so I think that's where they're getting that name. Anyway, where was I going with that? About Prince Justin. She kisses him on the cheek, and he thinks she's his true love, and they're like, no, she actually loves Howl more, and he's like, okay, and he's like, you should go back and
stop this whole war.
Stop this whole war thing. But that is not where, from what I read, because I googled it, I was like, wait, how did she break the curse? Apparently, the curse wasn't actually affecting her, and it's just tied to her emotions. So, like, whenever she's feeling highly emotional or high-strung, she turns back into her regular age. So I thought that was, like, every time it would show her as her normal age, I thought that was, like, she's still an old lady, but we're just, as the audience, is seeing her as her age. Does that make sense?
It does, but no, my interpretation of it was always that, basically the curse was like more or less powerful depending on her emotional state, and when she was stressed out it became more powerful, and when she wasn't stressed out and she was like blissful with Howl, that's why she looked younger again. That's what I interpreted.
Pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I missed that. So it's like, yeah, when she's turning back she literally is turning back into a young woman again. Like, I thought it was like metaphorical. I didn't realize that it was literal. And yeah, it just, the story got kind of complicated and kind of complex. The book. It's about multiple character perspectives, and it swaps between perspectives. And the movie cut out a lot of the extraneous characters, but it still has that vibe of like jumping around. And so much of it is just their relationship, and it's a Miyazaki film, and it's dubbed, so the emotion just never hits a height of me being all that invested in it. So I wasn't really all that into their relationship. It's one of those. I appreciate it, and I do think it's beautiful. And there is one of those. I do agree with your sentiment that it does share similarities to every frame is a painting. One of those. It's definitely one of those. But it's just I just don't think it's as good as Princess Mononoke. I just don't.
I'm gonna have to watch that one, and then we'll argue to our dying days.
It's very funny because it definitely made me go, I do want to watch Spirited Away. When we come back to anime in a month and a half, I want to do Spirited Away again and see how I feel about that. Because that's what happened with this. I went, I think I want to go back to Spirited Away because I haven't seen that movie in like friggin' years. But yeah, I really did like it. I mean, it's hard not to like a Miyazaki film, but yeah, no, it's still not my favorite. It's still in my opinion not the best. That is still Princess Mononoke. That is Howl's Moving Castle. I got one more thing left, Jordan.
Okay, so my next one, my first have not seen, is a movie called Aragon.
Oh yes.
which
Jordan. It's
so
about
this was a
dragons.
yes, it is about dragons. So this was a one of those ones where like I had heard about it and I knew it was based off a book series because I remember the book series or the
Quite a
books.
popular one.
I remember the book covers where each of the book had a dragon on it, and the first one had the blue dragon on it, which is the one in this movie, which is his dragon.
Yeah, I have a friend who's
And
really into them.
that was going into this. That was the extent of what I knew about Aragon.
I know, in terms of like tone, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's much more similar to. It's funny 'cause I think you said Lord of the Rings. One of us said Narnia. One of us said Lord of the Rings.
I said Narnia.
You said Narnia. I think in terms of writing style and tone, it's probably more similar to the Percy Jackson books.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Well, I can't speak for the books. The movie kind of. The movie gave me real in terms of style and tone, directorial wise.
Young adult book it is.
In terms of director style and all that, and it reminded me more of Harry Potter 3 specifically. Specifically.
Interesting.
Where it's like it has the bright moments, but there's a lot of dark moments too.
Huh.
So just like in terms of not even in terms of writing, but just purely in terms of like director style. That's what it made me think of.
Who directed it?
Stefan Fangmeyer.
Oh no, it's not. It's not the same guy then.
Who? Oh yeah, that makes sense. He's a director who has worked on. As soon as I say this, you'll probably say the same thing. The first thing that pops up is Lemony Snicket. It's a series of unfortunate events.
Yep.
Terminator 2.
The Jim Carrey one, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's the exact kind of book that
yeah, the Jim Carrey one.
Age range that the Aragon books are targeting.
And the other one that made sense for me was Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
What?
Oh, and
didn't you?
He
James
was
Cameron
a second
direct Terminator 2. No, he did not direct Terminator 2.
According to this guy. And he was a second unit director on Galaxy Quest. I don't exactly know what that is, but anyways, this movie was adequate.
It was already that's what I've heard. This is one of those ones that they keep talking about remaking because the original movie was adequate.
Adequate. That's the word I would use. It's not.
It is adequate.
It's not doing anything super exciting for me. It's very much a product of its time, which is 2006.
Yep.
It checks a whole bunch of boxes of what it's trying to accomplish.
In terms of movies, these movies want to be Harry Potter. Like they.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. This one very much made me think of Harry Potter 3, which, hold on, I need to know when that came out.
Most movies want to be Harry Potter. Most movies in that genre, I should say, want to be Harry Potter.
I need to know just because I'm interested.
Harry Potter made all of the money. That's why they want to be Harry Potter. But they want to be Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, this definitely did then. This was probably inspired by Prisoner of Azkaban, the movie. Prisoner of Azkaban, the movie came out in 2004. And this movie came out in 2006.
I mean, I'm sure Harry Potter definitely all 1, 3.
Yeah, but I'm
4.
saying that one specifically.
I mean, it would also be equally of inspired, just conceptually. I mean, to be fair, just generally they want to be Harry Potter. 1, 2, or 3 by that point, or even 4. I don't know if 4 would come up by that point. Anyway, George, do you have anything further? Anything more? Any other tuggets of information?
I mean, so real quick, budget was 100 million, box office 250.4 million. So
really? That's not terrible. It's not good.
Not great, but it's not terrible. It very much did feel like one of those ones where it's like I feel like I'm missing a bunch of context that the books would give me.
Yep.
It doesn't, but it also wasn't.
Dune was like that. Where it's like I feel
didn't-
like if maybe I'd read the books, a lot of this would be sinking in a lot better, a lot more.
Huh, interesting. So last thing in regards to Aragon, was that on July 25th, 2022, Variety reported that a live-action television series adaptation
Yep.
was in early development for
Yeah,
Disney Plus, which
I
I
knew
guess
that.
went nowhere.
No, it's one of those. It's one of those. Then that became a movie at one point. It's one of those franchises they've tried to bring back a bunch of times because the books are stupid popular.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that one.
They keep trying to bring it. They've tried to bring it back more than once. More than once. So, Jordan, my final thing of the week. It's time for the final thing of the week. Jordan, it's the thing I'm sure you're probably the most interested in.
I definitely would like to hear what you have to say about it.
It's Stranger Things Tales from 85. 85?
It-
86.
So was it as bad as it looked?
Okay, Jordan. Let's here's the thing, right? It's Tales from 88? That can't be right. I'm pretty sure it's 86. Anyway.
I think it's 88.
Is it 88? I don't think it's 88. Let's find out the correct year. 85. It's the Tales from 85. Well, okay, if you're okay, to start off with, I just overall thoughts summarized is that
5 words or less.
if you're a fan of Stranger Things, you're probably gonna hate this, but because I'm not a fan of Stranger Things, I just gotta really dug this.
Okay, that was way more. That was way more than 5 words.
That I was kind of surprised by how much I like this. The number one thing I've always said about Stranger Things is that the episodes are too long, that they are meandering garbage and they go on for too long. This immediately solves that problem by being 25 minutes an episode, 25 minutes a piece, roughly. Like it varies, but it roughly sticks within 25 minutes a piece, and it's for the better. This show moves at a clip, and honestly, it's kind of good. Like it does suffer a little
without
bit from,
giving without giving full details. I need to know before you go any further, before you get any further in this, how expendable was Expendable character?
Not very.
Huh.
She turns out to be pretty indispensable, actually.
I'm a little disappointed.
She doesn't die. No, okay. Here's the thing.
Now I'm very
No
disappointed.
one dies in this show. If anything, it goes very specifically goes out of its way to tell you that the creature doesn't kill people. It very specifically goes out of its way.
Well, then
because
what's the fucking
I
point?
guess I mean, obviously more obnoxiously because it's a prequel or it's a midquel and nobody can die. But I think it's because they're going for a kids show. They want it to be more akin to like a kids show, like a Saturday morning kids show. And like in that regard, it does still kind of suffer from the fact that it
has no stakes.
It's Stranger Things, but it still has some pacing problems. There's certain moments where which still go on for too long, and it still kind of drags at points. But like the big thing, we'll do all the good things before I get to the bad things. We'll do all the good things up front. Because it's animated, characters can now do things that they can't do in live action, or that are expensive to do in live action. So, I don't want to give away too much, but I will spoil this one moment. Just because mostly because it illustrates my point. I won't give you any context for it, though. But a big thing is now, because it's animated, 11 can just use her powers indiscriminately, and so she does. She'll lift things up randomly, throw people. Like there's points where they're like fighting monsters, and she's just like tearing through them, like throwing them and batting them. At one point, she lifts up a manhole cover and just decapitates one of them, and it's fucking sick. There's a bit where they all get like a series of weapons, and there's a couple of honestly kind of sick action sequences that are like really genuinely really fun that like the regular show could never do because they just wouldn't have the money for this. This would be exorbitantly expensive, and because it's animated, the monsters actually now have character and personality, and like their designs kind of sort of look interesting. Not really, because it's still Stranger Things, and none of the monsters have any definable characteristics or personality, but they at least kind of look cool. It's confusing though, because there's a bit where it's like, wait, they treat them like they're just animals, but then there's a point where like one of them is like walking down the hallway, like scratching the hallways like he's Freddy Krueger, and it's really weird. So the bad
Sounds bad.
No, honestly, it's really good. Like if you like solidly animated action sequences, it's honestly not bad. But okay, the stuff that makes it bad. Well, not bad. Bad is not the word I would use. Okay,
Cliche.
First and foremost, honestly, this is another sort of good thing. I quite like the art style. The art style, it's weirdly expressive. So like the characters are all highly emotive. Like it not almost looks real, but it's so stylized in a way that they all get to be emotive. It's kind of interesting. The negative side of that is that the art style and animation are too good for this show. Like it's wasted on a second string fucking animated Stranger Things show that half the audience is gonna watch anyway. Like, this would be better served if this were in a movie or show or something that was different and creative and unique.
Or a video game?
Well, no, even a standalone, like, animated affair, it would look better in a decent theatrical movie. Like, it's honestly that good. Like,
or a video game. Because it looks like a video game.
The most distracting thing, hold on, I'm getting there. Hold on, hold your horses. The other bad thing that's immediately distracting and awful is the voices will pull you right out of it. If you're anything like me, none of them sound right. None of them sound right, and it's only bad for the core cast, because as it spreads out, like the core cast looks almost exactly like they do on the main show. But then the adults, like the older kids, like Steve and Nancy, don't really look like they do on the show. And then the adults look nothing like they do on the show. And the voice acting ranges from all right to not bad. Like, I won't lie, the guy playing Dustin, Gaten Mazzarato, it's honestly sounds like Dustin. It's honestly pretty good. The guy playing Lucas, I don't know how to describe it, but you know that like really annoying wailing, whining kind of tone of voice that the actor who plays Lucas does when he's complaining about stuff? He kind of nails it. It's kind of impressive. Like if you close your eyes, you would think it was Lucas. Like it's honestly not bad.
I just don't believe that's true.
But like they're not all good. Like they're not all good. Like the girl playing Sadie Sink's character is awful. 11 is terrible. Whoever is performing 11 just can't get she can't get Millie Bobby Brown's deadpan, like the way she like half says words monosyllabically but says half full sentences. So for like there's an opening scene where she's talking with Harper where she just sounds like a regular teenage girl, where she's just talking in full sentences, and this is supposed to be in season 2, so she's not like season 4 or 5 11 where she's talking, and it's still early days. Oh, that's the other thing, is it's acutely aware you haven't seen or you don't remember season 2 and 3, because it keeps actively reminding you. Like there's a point where Sadie Sink's character goes, kind of Max, where Max is like, yeah, this is just like when we just recently fought the demi-dogs. To remind you that's
that thing that we just did. You remember? It was just like a week ago.
Or there's a point where like, yeah, man, when the Starcourt Mall finally opens, that's where everything is going to finally happen.
Wink.
So you remember that in season 3 that it happened at the start. So this whatever this show is was a video game. And I don't mean like like we said before, where it looks like it's video game cutscenes. It looks like it's a Telltale game. What I've since learned, it was from my research, is that Telltale was making a Stranger Things game before they got shut down. Ring. Hello, can you hear that phone?
Oh.
But it's so much worse than It's so much worse than that though, because like even as much as these look like they're just cutscenes from video games, it's not even that they just look like they're cutscenes from video games. So yeah, so they were Telltale before they got shut down, before they closed down, were set to make a Stranger Things game that would have taken place in 1985 and would have taken place between seasons 2 and 3.
Ring, ring, ring.
This show, I cannot say as to whether or not what it became was always that, but this show definitely feels like it was based on the outline of what would have been that game. Because number one, it introduces a new character who is very definitely the main character of a video game. That like you're like, she's expendable character. She's player character. That's what she is. She is player character. But the character.
Yeah, which means she's expendable. She'll die at the end.
No, see, the main character is not expendable. That's the difference. But there's so many scenes
in a Telltale game they are.
Well, I don't. The version of this, I don't think this version of it is a Telltale game anymore. I think it's a new game that was an action game because there's so many. I think they took the outline from the Telltale game. And this was gonna be an action game because there's so many of the scenes in this show are characters get split off into pairs to go do video game levels. So like it completely cuts out the adult characters because you were never gonna play as the adult characters. So like Hopper is in like one episode. Nancy and Steve are in like one episode. None of the other parents are in it remotely. And they introduced 2 new adult characters who are now in this. But like, there's an episode where like Max and I'm forgetting the character's name now. The Black Lucas, where Max and Lucas go into the sewer, and it's just like a stealth level where they're walking through the sewer, and then there's a section where they're getting chased, and you can tell that was a level. There's an episode where it's Will, Finn Wolfhard, the new character, and some other character. Oh, and the new character is just good at making weapons. So there's an episode where they all get individualized specific weapons. So like, oh my god, I'm doing so bad at remembering character names. Gate Maserato's character. Gate Maserato's character. Help me out. Over by Dustin, where Dustin just gets this backpack with like cannons that he shoots guys with. Will gets a sword. Like they all get different weapons that were clearly like playable weapons in a video game. There's so many of the bits I told you about which are sick, which is just like 11 just tossing guys. There's a bit where 11 is cut off on her own and she has to go through the blizzard, and that's just clearly a level where you had to play as 11. Like it's just, these are all like, it's not even that the animation looks like it's a Telltale game. These are all set up cutscenes for levels in a game.
Yeah, but could it have been worse? Could it have been worse? Would it have been worse as a game? Is the question?
No, honestly, I think it would have been a better game. If it was an action game, if it was a Telltale game, it's maybe different. But if it's an action game where it's like a squad based like shooter where you're shooting upside down guys and you can play as like 11 and all the rest of the kids, honestly, I think it would have been a fun game. But it's a fun show. Like that's the thing is like I like this because it's everything that Stranger Things isn't. It's fast paced, it's quick, it's heavily action, it's action heavy, it's not slow. Like my other
yeah, but it also has no stakes because nothing can happen.
No, but like a Superman comic or Superman episode or an episode of Superman has no stakes because you know that Superman's gonna save the day. So this isn't I it's not that kind of show. Like yeah, you're a little bit initially you're like, oh, it's really convenient that this thing from the Upside Down. Okay, here's what I will say. Yes, that does get to be annoying, only because not so much that no one can die, because as is no one can die on Stranger Things. it's more just they keep referring to things as being historic. So at one point, Dustin refers to it as a historic winter blizzard. Like the whole framing of the season is that they're all trapped in a blizzard and it's wintertime, and he refers to it as a historic blizzard. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember that historic blizzard where we made that friend that we literally never talked to, and they position Nikki, expendable character, as like being part of the group now. She's now their armorer. She makes them armor. She's now like at the end.
Why isn't she making them weapons to fight Vecna?
Right? They're like, oh, they invite her to join the party, and within the context of Stranger Things, joining the party is a bit more than joining a D&D party. So she joins the party.
Joining the party is joining their cult.
Right.
So
by the end of it, she's joined the party. So you're like, wait, so you guys have this person who's in the party who can make weapons, who you've literally never spoken of before,
or mentioned once.
Like, it's weird that you didn't mention the time that the upside that somebody basically did a Goosebumps and created the thing from the basement, but with the upside down.
You guys went to Susie's house, like way off where for help, but you didn't ask your party member.
So like yeah, that gets to be a bit. It's annoying. That is annoying, and the fact that it's just a video game, they're just video game cutscenes, is also distracting. But like, no, there's some like legit there's some legit sick action sequences in this, which are like, this is really fun in like a superhero kind of way. But like, yeah, if you're a Stranger Things fan, I just don't think you would like this because you don't like Stranger Things. I just don't think a person.
So it's a real. What you're saying is, in not so many words, is. It's a real Goosebumps, not Goosebumps, Ghostbusters, the animated series show.
A little bit, yeah. Honestly,
where it's like it kind of completely misses the point of the original, but it's better for it.
Right, yeah. It honestly reminded me, it's like the He-Man reminded me of this, where I was like, I'm not a fan of the thing, and it increases my enjoyment of it. It does everything I think that Stranger Things should regularly do, which is cut 30 to 40 minutes off of the episode. But like, some of the episodes don't end so much as they just kind of stop. And like, so you can tell like, oh, there's probably way more in a script somewhere that they cut out because some executive wisely went, yeah, this needs to be short, and it's better for it. Stranger Things is better for being shorter. I'm sorry. I said it. It's better when it's shorter. There, that's it. That's Stranger Things Tales from 85. That's my last thing for the week.
All right, so for my last thing, I've decided I want to depress you. We're going to talk about Pete's Dragon.
Yeah, I hear this movie's really sad.
I mean, right off the bat, it launches you into the sad times, Justin. Like, almost immediately. Pete's scared or upset or something. He's reading his book, and his parents are driving the car. And his mom is all like, oh, it's going to be okay. And his dad's like, yeah, being scared is just the first step of an adventure. And then they tumble the car and they both die.
What the fuck? That escalated very quickly.
And Pete is alone in the forest and is scared, and it's getting dark, and he's worried that he's going to die. And then the dragon shows up.
Is this the movie with the goofy looking happy-go-lucky dragon?
The green dragon, the furry green dragon. Yes, it is. Pete shows up, and he's looking like all dark and like bad. And then Pete like touches him, and he turns into the bright green dragon, and now he's friendly. And then we get a time jump, and it's been an unknown amount of years since then. But now Pete is like feral. He's become a feral boy who lives in the forest, and he's got the long hair, which is down to here. And
I don't remember this being the plot of Pete's Dragon.
He lives with Pete the dragon in the forest, and then there's lumber people that are cutting down the forest, and also I'm pretty sure it was Carl Urban is the grandpa of the one person, and he has seen the dragon, and it was scary, and yada yada yada, and so then they're clear cutting the forest or whatever. The little girl
isn't Pete's Dragon
goes with her
invisible,
dad. Goes with her dad. What?
Isn't Pete's Dragon invisible though?
He can turn invisible.
Oh! I thought he was always invisible.
But no, he's very much a real dragon in this.
Oh.
Right. And so then there's the little girl Her dad is one of the lumberjack people, and they're tearing down the big forest and stuff. But she's there because her dad is there. And then she sees Pete and like follows him, and then she gets hurt and like cuts her hand, and he's there with her, and then the other people end up. One of them sees him, and they capture Pete, and Pete hits his head, and then he's in the hospital. And then they're all like, "Oh, he doesn't seem to have anyone, and he's very much feral." So he like escapes from the hospital and jumps on top of a bus and
This
is
is
like
Pete's
trying to get
dragon,
back.
right?
Yes, it is trying to get back to the trying to get back to his buddy Pete, and his home,
Who is a dragon?
and Pete, who is in fact a
He's a
dragon.
dragon. Okay.
Meanwhile, Pete has been trying to find, or not Pete, the dragon has been trying to find Pete, and like we
Elliot.
keep
The
cutting
dragon's
back
name is
to,
Elliot.
yeah,
He's a dragon.
Elliot. Elliot keeps trying to find Pete, and he's searching through the forest and stuff. So we keep cutting back to him and getting scenes with him.
At what point do they
Meanwhile,
sing "Candle in the Water"?
they don't.
Oh.
Meanwhile, while he's been looking, while the dragon has been looking for Pete, other adults come across him, and of course, then they're like, "Oh, well, we gotta hunt the dragon." And they are gonna get like a posse full of people, and then
Posse with an O.
yeah, and Pete has been living with the little girl's dad and the I think it's the stepmom or something. Anyways, and who is played by Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh, Ron Howard's daughter.
Sure. And she's like, "We'll go back and we'll see your friend tomorrow if you're good tonight." And he's like, "If you don't run away." And he's like, "Okay." And so he spends the night with them, and they're really nice, and then they go and the mom or the not mom, the Bryce Dallas Howard and the girl.
She's Ron Howard's daughter.
Sure. And the daughter go with him to the forest. They find the dragon.
Elliot.
And the dragon, yeah. And the dragon is all like, happy to see Pete. And they're like, "Oh, he's a good friendly dragon."
At what point
And
do they
then and then
stuff
all
him?
and then all the hunters show up and strap him down and capture him and take him to town, to be an object for people to pay to see. And so then Carl Urban, the feral boy Pete, and the girl help the dragon escape, and then there's a whole chase scene, and then at the end of it, the little feral boy Pete and Pete's dragon go back to where Pete and the dragon had been living, and Pete's all like, we can't stay here. People know you exist now. They're gonna like come looking for you again. And Pete's dragon,
Go away! I don't love you anymore.
Pete's dragon turns invisible and kind of gives that look like oh, see, we can still. But Pete is all like, "Oh, I can't turn invisible." And so he's like, they'll take care of me. You have to go. You have to fly. And Pete's dragon flies away, and meanwhile, the entire part of the
Yeah.
overarching thing of this is that I think it was this one anyway. It might have been this might have been one of the other ones. One of the movies. There's an old man who is telling the story. Actually, now that I think about it, no, that's the water horse one. Ignore that. But at the end of it, we do find out that Pete never saw the dragon again. I don't think. No,
Yes.
see, this is where all these movies where a boy meets a young mythical creature are merging together, because now I'm definitely once again I'm thinking of the water horse movie, where at the end of it you find out that the Loch Ness monster that the kid had been with died, and a new kid finds a new egg. I'm mixing up my movies. This one I think Pete does. It's implied that he does see him again.
All right. Happy ending. Does he sing "Candle on the Water"?
Yeah, there it is. Pete and his family eventually go on vacation to see that Elliot is finally reunited with his fellow dragons. No, I don't think Smoke on the Water or whatever is in this.
Candle on the Water. Jordan,
Yeah, I don't.
the joke being is that the song "Candle in the Water" is from the original Pete's Dragon.
Oh no, never mind. So the film does not contain any songs from the original film. One song from that film, "Candle on the Water," uh, was recorded especially for the soundtrack album
I knew it.
by the band Ockerville River.
Never heard of them, but I know the
But
song.
but it wasn't in the movie.
The candle on... The only reason why I know that song is because there used to be a collection of cassette tapes that was Disney songs, and the final tape in the collection was random songs from random movies you've never heard, and that was one of them.
But yeah, no, this movie was kind of depressing.
Yeah, I know it looked depressing. I've heard it's depressing. You're not the first person I've heard say it's depressing.
I mean, just the fact that like within the first 10 minutes, both of his parents died, and he was orphaned in the forest. And I was like, my God, that took a turn fast. I don't even know if it was the first 10. It might have been the first 5 minutes.
That escalated so fast.
Yeah, it really was one of those.
God, that went
So that's the 2016 Peach Dragon. So Justin, can you?
Yeah, it was magical, mythical, fantasy creatures.
Well, you're technically correct.
Jordan, do you feel like your revenge was revenged?
I don't know. I still think I'm too nice on you. I think I was too easy on you.
It's true. Only one of the movies was bad.
I have way too much empathy in me, and I don't like making people suffer.
See,
Apparently,
I don't. I have no problems. Jordan, you have to watch something disgusting next week. No, I'm kidding. Next week, Jordan. I had this idea late. It's funny. It's been sitting in my queue for a couple weeks because I kept getting better ideas. But I have a list ready, and I don't want to make a new list. So the next week is going to be, Jordan, musicians. So Jordan, it's not musicals, but it can be a musical. But the people have to play instruments or sing music in the movie. Don't
so
worry.
like, for example, Tenacious D would be an example.
That would be an example. More pressing.
I think we've both already done it, but
Michael Jackson movie. That's a guy.
What?
That's when you could do Michael Jackson movie.
This is it.
No, the one where it's about him as a person, the biopic.
Oh, but that's still in theaters.
That's what you said, digital.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'll send you my list. I'll give you an idea of what to. But that's next week. Musicians. Ooh, Jordan, where can the people find you? Jordan, it wasn't 8 hours this time.
Yay! I do. I do Minecraft Monday. Every Monday, I do Minecraft on my Twitch. Zethgore187. When I'm not doing that, I'm desperately attempting to not do 7-hour podcasts here.
Hey, it was only a 3.5-hour podcast this week.
I know. That's why I'm saying I'm desperately trying not
Getting
to do
those podcasting times down. You know what I'm saying?
We're trying to be better.
You're trying to be better, not be longer or thicker.
Okay, whoa, calm down, chill out, wind down.
You can find me on TikTok. I'm Justin Spurr. I'm on TikTok. You can find Spur of the Moment P. You can email the show. It's Justin's business. If you ever want to talk to us about anything, you can email us there. Leave a comment. Go check out Wild Education. Go check out the Final Frontier. Go check.
Yeah, you guys are going to be doing that whole convention thing.
Doing that whole convention thing. That's pretty exciting. There's links with all that information in the comments. At a certain point, the box is going to pop up, and you can click the box for last week, which was my birthday episode, which was, as previously stated, 7.5 hours of podcasty goodness.
Pretty sure it was just 7 hours.
It was actually 6. It was under 7 hours, but regardless.
I believe it was 6:58 if we're being specific.
The box left. If you want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. 7 days a week. So even if you don't want to sit through a 7-hour podcast, you can just watch a 20-minute video. It's that easy. Hit subscribe, hit like, leave comments. We like comments. Sometimes we read them out. We didn't this week, but maybe we will next week. You don't know. We're chaos incarnate. We'll see you all next week, everybody. I just became Mark Wahlberg. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.